Set your release.
All right, hello everyone. Hello. There's lots of changes on MME. I'm always looking for ways to improve the show, including the mic drop. And I do have an announcement right at the start. I'm going to share with you the new co-host. We're always looking to improve. I got the new co-host of the mic drop. Say hello to Max number 2. Hey everyone. Hey everyone. No, that's not true. Voltaire is here.
Hi and hello, everyone. Don't
Yes,
worry about Max scaring you that I'm not here. I am here. I want to apologize. I was tardy. I let myself down, and worse, I let all of you down, and I hate doing that kind of thing.
People
Yeah,
call
that's
me
all right.
tardy all
That's
the
all right.
time.
No, Voltaire's not going anywhere on the mic drop. We're actually making the mic drop even better. There's something we're working on for next week. Someone in the chat knows what I'm talking about. We have RJ and Perp.
Hello.
Should I go full screen on this? Because I want to address something right away that I do have inside info on. And I don't get it often, and I want to be careful. And I'm not going to do the typical thing that scoopers and stuff do, because I don't know when I will have inside info. This is what I know about the Batman 2. I would normally go speculation wild and say maybe Batman 2 is not happening right now because they're going to bring Pattinson into James Gunn's DC, and they're rewriting it to make it for that. Or that I appreciate Matt Reeves as a director. I do think he takes longer than a lot of other directors to bring, but I think the wait is worth it. So I will say that. I know some Batman universe fans of Matt Reeves' universe are disappointed they're going to have to wait longer, but I think it'll be worth the wait. What I will say is it's not, from what the info I have, it's not problems with, it's not like a Kathy Kennedy problem where she just can't get shit together. I had to
bring up her fucking name.
I did have to bring up Kathy Kennedy. So it's not like it's quality issues. It's things outside of the control of the industry, and he has to take time and please respect, privacy. That's what I'm saying. So please hold your horses. And my speculation also is that I'm adding some speculation to this because of things I've heard. I used to think that the Clayface was a great hint that maybe Matt Reeves and James Gunn are working together. My interpretation of it now is that could be something, but it's more likely that Clayface was greenlit so fast because they had a project waiting and to fill the spot of the Batman 2, so other things could get worked out with Matt Reeves. And again, it's still possible that they rework the Batman 2 so Pattinson comes in, but from what I heard, I don't read into the delay because of that. And it's not James Gunn wanting to take over everything either. Let's debunk that now. It's not James Gunn that he's like pushing Matt Reeves aside. It's now the Gunverse. We don't care about the Batman 2. I do think Warner Brothers would do anything they could do to get the Batman 2 out faster because of the success of the Penguin. I really do think that, but it's just outside forces that are out of the control of Matt. Reeves. He needs to take his time to get this together, and I think it'll be worth the wait. That's all I have to say on it. If anyone wants to add anything, they can. But does anyone want to revisit the Clayface info?
I think, Max, what you're trying to say is, don't speculate into the negative, everybody.
Yes. That it's story related or there's issues that way, creatively,
Right.
Outside forces.
If anything, there's been nothing but indicators that the Matt Reeves, James Gunn marriage is actually thriving and doing well. So these delays, I don't think, have anything to do with it. So I used to think there was an issue between them, but I flip-flopped on that based on some information from my sources. So don't speculate into the negative, And Perp, I want to thank you for highlighting that I predicted on this channel that crypto was going to be in the movie because of my sources from Warner Brothers. And hey, turned out to be true.
Yeah. Breaking news. You broke it first.
Could we all comment on revisit the Clayface? Because that's something that's happened recently that kind of came out of nowhere for a lot of people. Do you think it had anything to do with them knowing that it's going to take a little bit longer for the Batman 2? I really think that's the case now. I don't think this would be, not that it's not solid enough of a pitch.
I have some really dumb questions real quick. Okay. Number one, is Batman 2 officially greenlit or no?
I think he's got a contract to do another movie.
Okay, a contract. Okay, but it's not greenlit.
Yeah, I don't know.
To develop it. Isn't there different processes in Hollywood that you have a contract to develop it, and then you still have to pitch it again to get the green light for the cash to roll in?
I think it's just waiting for a final green light to begin production.
Yeah, pre-production contract and then production contract is what I guess, right?
Well, no, you write the script first, then you get into pre-production stage, then full.
Hang on, he would start writing the script without some kind of a deal in place?
No, the deal's
I'm assuming there's a contract after 2.
I think you get some funds to develop a project, just like when the Rian Johnson trilogy was announced. I'm sure he got a contract to develop a trilogy, but then you have to bring something to say this is the treatment that I'm going to do and go to the next phase, right?
Yeah, don't you think they would, after the success of the first movie, they would have had him on at least some kind of holding deal where they paid him something?
Yeah, I think
to
develop
I'm wondering
a
if that
trilogy.
contract is an automatic green light. Because this is a Batman, they're going to green light
it. Well, with the Batman, I would think so, but I think for instance, Rian Johnson, he'd have to pitch his treatment of what he's going to do with the trilogy to get to.
You're getting too close to someone I don't want you to talk about.
That's not an immediate. I don't think that's immediate green light.
Oh, no. I think they gave Rian Johnson money but then after they saw the negative backlash, they said, "Yeah, keep that money. Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. You're busy."
We're Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
here's 200 more. Shut your mouth.
What do you think, RJ, about the Clayface? Now that we know the Batman 2 is going to be, it's going to take longer. What do you think about Clayface? You think it's a result of that,
I think it's definitely be a project that can definitely bridge the gap. Maybe just to be something Batman related to kind of hold people over,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like what James Gunn is doing out there, saying, "Yeah, I'm greenlighting quality stuff, and I'm only going to greenlight quality stuff." Everyone's been asking, is like, what's the blueprint? Is like he's reading scripts, and the good ones he's greenlighting.
Steven Ortega says the good news might be that Batman 2 could film in summer of 2025. I would doubt that, based on what we're hearing. I'm thinking it's more likely
I think
filming 2026.
Right now it's on schedule to meet that. But
really? Okay.
Everyone's doing the whole what's going to come out first, Blade or Batman 2 now.
I
don't think that's fair. Blade's had a lot more issues than Batman 2.
Yeah.
Wasn't Blade announced before the Batman 2? Or the Batman 1, I mean?
No, Blade was announced before Batman Part 2, yes.
No, Batman 1, I mean.
Not the announcement, probably before it came out.
No, I think the Batman was announced first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're not at that level yet, everybody.
What if Blade comes out before the Batman 2?
It's not going to happen.
I'll make that bet.
We have to let people know about the changes. So, the mic drop. We are going to be giving a $20 cash app prize or PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo for the hottest mic drops of the month. This first time we're doing it, you could bring in a mic drop tonight, voicemail, and then let me make a part on the community section for members. You do have to be a member. It's only 99 cents to leave a hot take in text form, and Voltaire will read it. If you have a really hot take and you don't want to do your voice. And then at the end of the month, me and Voltaire will pick the 3 hottest mic drops. We'll make a poll, and then the audience will decide who wins the mic drop of the month to really bring this series to the next level. Let's have some fun with it. Let's have some great hot takes, and let's make the mic drop a thing. Drop the mic on this shit, man. Leave some hot takes. You know how many people on a panel would get derailed because people have hot takes, but they don't want to call a number or leave it,
It's sick. I agree.
That's a lot of work for $20, Cal. Oh, Cal, I tried to send I was about to send your book last night, Cal.
But
I
that's
need
a lot
you
of
to
work.
go on X and tell me your full name in the DM so I could send it to you.
Stop trying to dox King.
No,
be careful, Cal. To max knowledge is power and info is power.
No. So I don't want to just send it with your first name because I want to make sure it gets to you because it's not Amazon's not going to my address.
Max, do you agree that the Batman is the most boring Batman movie?
The Batman?
Yeah.
No.
What's the most boring Batman movie then?
What kind of comment is that?
I don't think there's really been a boring Batman movie.
But no, that's
Batman,
not what I asked.
Robin?
What is the most? No, that is not boring, sir.
It's got to be
Batman
Batman.
Robin's not
It's
boring.
got to be the Batman. I think it's the Batman because it's like so one note.
All right, well,
Dun, 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 dun. Repeat for 2 hours.
I love that.
And 30 minutes, 2 hours. It's like the same beat over and over again. Oh no, we'll slow it down this time. Dun, dun,
my
dun,
goodness.
dun, dun. Very one note.
We respect creators here, Perp.
I'm just saying he got that was 4th, and he might have a point. It's like, what is the most boring? Not what is boring. He said it's the most boring. Meaning it could still be great. It could still be great, but it's boring.
Probably, to be fair, the slowest paced one. No,
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah, probably it's the slowest paced one.
It's the slowest paced one. It could technically be. It's the most boring, and that doesn't mean it's boring. It's just the most boring.
Well, we have a few things going on here. First of all, I would say a big thank you to my co-host that will never be replaced. Voltaire dropped some 5 memberships. I really appreciate the support.
This is so people can enter the contest.
Yes. So Daniel Martin was gifted a membership by Voltaire. William Powell Sci-Fi Center was gifted membership by Voltaire. I would love William to bring in some hot takes. Ryan Landis,
He has a lot.
Sticks Boy, and Samir, all gifted memberships. Round of applause.
Nosferatu was boring as hell. Cheeseman, oh my god, don't come to my channel ever again.
And keep in mind, this is, we're not grifting. This is 99 cents. I had to go and edit the default things for memberships on YouTube to make it super affordable. Because
How come,
inflation.
it's 99 cents? Why do 5 memberships cost $25?
Because the memberships you get for the Sword of Power.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which we will have Sword of Power stuff soon too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually thinking making a tier instead of, because a lot of people want me to watch movies. And I mean, I'm not trying to, I am, I guess, capitalizing on that. Make it a little bit cheaper to have a movie request here where it's a little bit higher, but it's not $20, a little cheaper than $20. And we can request 1 movie a month where I will do a watch party and review.
You're giving your time.
So, and that'll give me a chance for my New Year's resolutions to watch and review more movies. So instead of just dropping 20s, maybe like 15.
Northman was boring. Damn.
Yeah.
John, that's his style of directing and storytelling. It's kind of slow, but I love it.
I love the slow burn.
I called him out as one of my favorite.
Cheeseman is just trying to troll me.
All right, so
I'm ignoring him.
If you do not want to leave a voicemail with your voice, we're really we're doing as much as we can, Voltaire, right? To make this easily accessible.
It's our voicemail, but you can also use it as a drunk dial hotline. So if you've had a few drinks, you smoked a little something, eaten a couple of cookies, you know what I mean? Feel free to call the voicemail and chat with us about anything. We'll listen. We'll play it, or maybe we won't, but we'll certainly review it.
Well, I'm saying right here, if you do not want to use your voice,
I use it as a punching pillow.
Leave a hot take in text form. This isn't like a question for me and Voltaire. This is where you give your take, like the most underrated actor, the best movie of 2024, the most underrated movie, the most overrated. talking about James Gunn's DC universe, talking about Zack Snyder, talking about Rebel Moon. Leave it here.
Batgirl. What about Batgirl?
That's for you, Cal.
Batgirl. You could leave a Batgirl hot take, and then someone's going to get $20, $20 a month. Come on, everyone. It's right there. I don't see any messages coming in.
And if you have questions, like,
wait, you don't have a message? I left.
Not
one.
yet. No, not in the text form.
Oh,
we're making it really accessible. Maybe your mic drop so hot that you don't even need to do voice. It's just so legit in the community section.
Again, if
Drop
you have
it like it's
questions, like
Get
you
to
want
the
to ask
topic
Max,
already, Kingdom of
what's the
Nerds.
best,
Hey,
To the topics already.
hey, that's a good producer right there. He's
Yeah.
kind of
No,
producing it.
we're
Like,
doing
get
intro.
to it.
All right. Should I share? I'm going a little bit because I have personal experience with Josh Dunn and Nerds. Okay. I have also evolved as a content creator. I'm not like.
You want me to get him on the show?
I would love to get him on the show. Yeah.
Max is attacking a little.
He's
bit.
scared of me. He won't come on.
Is he on the? Is he going to come on the show?
He's like,
I mean, I'm mutuals with him on Twitter. I could ask him.
Yeah.
but he's afraid of me though. He's not going to come on.
Well, it wouldn't benefit him to come on the show, I don't think. But yeah, I'm open.
Yeah, it
to
wouldn't
talking
benefit
to
him
Josh.
at all.
So before
It'd
Josh
be
comes on,
a
let's talk about
bloodbath, Max. An
let's
absolute
dissect
bloodbath.
why you hate his opinion and you hate him as.
I don't
Well,
hate him.
first of all, I'm a Josh fan. I watched Josh's video.
I think Josh is full of shit.
Why is he scared of me?
I think he's full of shit. I think he's a full-time YouTuber. There's no shade to that. And I think he does things for attention.
Oh my God.
And I just like this current example, it is so easy. And this is where listen, I like scoopers, but this is it's like low-hanging fruit. It's like saying something's bad by saying it's woke. It's just an accusation that the test screenings of Superman are bad. Do you need to have a source for that? Does he have am I saying he definitely doesn't have a source for that? No, but it's an easy thing to do, and then you're not there for the results where it's actually a good movie. The majority of the movies you watch right now, for context
though, we need to
yes.
provide some context.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
He is sharing what someone else said on a YouTube show about the Superman test screenings.
Yes.
He's sharing what
That dog.
So it's not like Josh is saying that he heard the test screenings are bad.
Thank you,
He's
RJ.
sharing what someone else said about the test screenings
Yeah.
to try and confirm his own bias against this movie. So it's a
Anthony
little bit.
Cheeseman, that's a terrible insult. That's too much, buddy. You've gone too far with that comment.
So my history with Josh is it started with the Gray
Is it
Order,
sexy?
a fan group.
Is it a sexy history?
No, it's not. I had
Sounds like an Eyes Wide Shut party type of
no, it was not anything that cool, and he just basically abandoned it when it wasn't to his benefit anymore.
What?
This little fan group. It was when the Fandom Menace was really popular. He's like, let's do something different.
They were popping.
And then people came together and wanted something different, and he didn't feel it was worth the effort. He's just like,
He bailed on a group.
He dropped it like it's hot. Yeah, he bailed on the group he created.
Okay.
There was a little infighting too. It was part.
Rock.
I was part. To be fair, to be transparent, I was part of the infighting because I did not. One of my friends at the time was not getting along with Josh. I would like to apologize for that part because I was completely wrong there, siding with my friend. But we all learn on YouTube and the internet. And then the other big moments were. One of the moments here is with I think he does things for attention. For example, he bought all these Coca-Cola when the Avengers were on it and opened them up and acted like he didn't know that they were all going to be the same character and they come out in phases for attention.
So he did a bit.
No, he could be that dumb. He was
doing a bit.
Yeah, he was doing it's typical YouTube.
Wait. What happened?
So when the Coca-Cola did the characters on the cans.
The Marvel characters.
Right?
Yeah, so they come out in phases. So the first phase, it's not just going to be like all different Avengers are in a 12-pack. The first phase is going to probably be Daredevil. The next phase is going to be Black Panther. So he's like, I'm going to open all these up. I went and bought all these cases, and then he's like, oh my God, it's Iron Man again. It was like 50 cases of Iron Man, which I think he knew. I think it was a big it was a YouTuber trick to get attention.
It was a work. It was a work.
That's my intent. That's my interpretation of that.
That's okay. He's allowed to do it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying he's a BSer. And then the other thing, I actually think James Gunn looked bad at this, is the Henry Cavill thing. He did know at the time, I believe he did have a source that says that James, I believe he had a source.
The chat is being so savage. I love it. That looks like Jarbo finally fucked Kevin Smith.
Okay. Calm down.
Savage.
Calm down.
Savage.
I'm even forget where I love it more. Where I was going. Okay, so
my God, fourth 1,000.
Where I think James Gunn had a bad moment is I do believe he had a source. I don't think it was hard to get a source that said James Gunn's not going to use Henry Cavill. So what did this troll do? He said that he knew how to trigger James Gunn too. James Gunn fell for the bait. He's like, oh, he didn't say James Gunn is not continuing with Superman. He says James Gunn hates Henry Cavill. And then James Gunn, taking the bait like he did from a troll, he's like, who says I hate him? Who says I hate him? But then you're going to be like, well, are you going to use him, James? No. So I absolutely think James or Josh had
so fucked though to say, oh, you're not going to use them. That means you hate them. Like,
yeah, but he used typical.
Gunn really was bad on that. He really looked bad there.
No, but honestly, if you're going to be a troll on the internet to get attention,
troll behavior.
Josh did the thing that trolls do. You take the info you have, you trigger the creative in the industry, and then the rest of the time, James Gunn is going to try to explain. The accusation is out there, right? This is the typical thing you get with like this SJWs do. The accusation is out there, and then you have to prove it's not true, which takes up all your effort, makes you look bad, and no one cares for the truth. Right. So the truth is he doesn't necessarily hate Henry Cavill, but he ain't going to use him. But when you already have that accusation out there that James Gunn hates Henry Cavill,
it's masterful trolling.
Then James is like, well, I don't hate him. But then the next question is, well, is he going to be in your DC?
You set him
he's
up
not.
for that.
No, he's not. He completely fell
now,
for that.
James Gunn is getting the first-hand edition of internet shit, and I'm glad he's gonna.
But I think he's gotten better since then.
Yeah, no, exactly. By Supergirl, that man is gonna be like LeBron.
Okay, hold on a second though, Perp. What did Gunn resort to when he was dealing with him on that? Isn't that when he called him? Oh, he's just a guy who lives in his mom's basement.
You're right.
I have that up.
That is super boomer early internet bullshit. Look at him now. Look at how he's dealing with this shit.
Okay,
Larry.
Shout out to Larry Korkwitz. Max first.
Larry.
I left a voicemail. Hope it worked out. I'll figure out my sound setup for next time. Booyah!
Good. You said that was
oh man, I forgot his name. Who was Cyborg? Ray Fisher would not say, just like he wouldn't say booyah.
Booyah!
I like Ray Fisher though. But I do actually like that catchphrase.
You know what? My sources at WB said that he wouldn't say booyah, but he wanted to say boom shakalaka. And
oh my God.
He just, wasn't they didn't want the boom shakalaka.
Okay. So let me actually
bring up what we were even talking about, I'll be honest.
All right. Well, let me bring up this.
I didn't like boom shakalaka.
Let's bring up the infamous
for RJ.
This is the most trollish Josh Den of Nerds ever was. I think he got the most attention for this too. And I really feel James Gunn.
He didn't say hate. Quote him right. See, now we look like idiots too.
Does not like Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still true what we're saying, but we look hyperbolic there.
Even more people have reached out to me since you said this to tell me you really don't like him. Just saying what I heard. And then James Gunn, so weird. You seem so plugged in. Anyway, I had 40 people reach out to me to say you just got kicked out of your mom's basement. So sorry, man.
That is way beneath. So James Gunn is a millionaire and all that, and that was really like
that's kind of funny though.
I mean, come on, that's not even
also boomer and cringe, but
it was super cringe.
Stupid, but like it's kind of funny.
Antonio.
The basement shit is so like holy shit, 1999. But he's not getting paid for this one, so who fucking cares what he has to say?
Oh, what should
Well, you know what? I think it was after this that somebody must have pulled him aside and said, "Hey man, what the hell are you doing?" He kind of toned it down after this.
That's probably the meanest he's ever been.
Ooh, I think you ever have hard cider? Oh, this is good.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Chavo, Blake,
Warren, you said you ever had hard Sneider. I swear to God, I heard that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
had
Pour
heart
that,
cider?
pour that
This is probably
cider.
the meanest
Max,
he
it's
ever
Friday
got.
night. You have viewers who are drinking. Go ahead and pour a drink.
It's
in front of them.
Friday night.
I'm drinking out of the can.
And I feel
Yeah.
all right.
But this
Hey,
is probably
get
the
your-
worst.
get
This is
your
probably
parties
the worst
here
he's
on
ever
the
Pop
gun
your
done.
side.
bowls, pour
Oh,
yourself a
that's so
drink,
good.
eat your
I really love
edibles, whatever you're doing.
No, I don't do all that. I would rather have a
Hell
nice
yeah,
meal.
you don't.
Fans,
You
to the
ain't cool
fans.
like me.
Well, maybe when we meet up, Perp, I'll see.
Yeah, I'll take you to
No,
Disney
Max
World,
can't eat
motherfucker.
edibles. He can't. He can't. He would.
Edibles and Disney World,
No,
Max.
no, that's not good for you, Max.
No.
Oh, Max, you are gonna love it.
Okay, RJ, do you have?
And we're streaming it all.
Let me see what you have here.
Oh, CGH wanted to share something.
All right.
Is it an AI meme, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. That's CGH on brand for CGH.
All right, so I have a new source. Don't pull this up yet. I have a new source as to the reason. No, that's a bad joke. Never mind.
Grace Randolph is a crazy person. RJ.
So this is
defend
why
your
the
woman.
Batman Part 2 is delayed. I want a Big Mac. Batman Part 2.
I'm not following the joke. What am I missing?
What
He's
the
cooking.
Fuck?
He's cooking. Oh, now I get it. He's cooking. Let him cook.
No, okay, I get it. It took me a while, but I'm cinema. So the guy in the back is bitching. I want a Big Mac, and what? Matt Reeves is trying to
I
do-
get it.
I get it.
Excellent meme that I'm too stupid to get.
It's like it's directed by David Lowery. It's excellent.
No,
Criterion.
Yeah. No, okay. So I listen to the crowds yelling in the background. We want to.
They just want a stupid Big Mac. Well, this guy's trying to create a succulent steak.
Yes.
Everybody, go follow CGH on Twitter. You'll see his Twitter handle there. You get this kind of amazing content.
Yeah, that's
a good meme. That's a good
Put a
meme.
smile
I'll
on your
retweet that.
face. Give you a chuckle.
Retweet that. That's what X is for, CJH. Although I thought you were leaving X and you're on there all the time. But if you're just posting memes like that, though, that's awesome. That's how you get.
CGH was considering moving to Truth Social, but he changed his mind.
No. All right. So do we have actually? It's not just Josh the Den of Nerds that said this, though, right, RJ?
No, he got this from Jeff Sneider.
Jeff Sneider.
Okay.
Which I unfortunately, Voltaire and Rhea did a breakdown of the hot mic last week, and we were really I think I don't want to speak for Rhea and Voltaire, but we're kind of disappointed about the tactics used there. I'm a fan of Roca and Sneider, but it really doesn't seem like they have much to create that show. It really seems that the sources are thin and that they use tactics like and then something's coming in, and then he never addresses what's on his phone. Those are really cheap.
You want to talk
tactics.
about a work and that kind of thing.
It's a work. Yes, it's a work.
This time that they got into a spirited debate.
Okay. Oh, that's great. We could just dissect that.
I love debating.
What about?
About Superman.
Okay.
You said it. What's the timestamp?
22 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yes, Donovan, we get it. You think they're phonies, buddy. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Listen, no, I was really disappointed at the time when I really did a breakdown because I'm a watcher. When I really tried to break it down, I'm like, they're really doing, like Voltaire said, a work. There's like, wow.
Feel free to leave a voicemail with your hot takes about these guys.
Can we listen to a voicemail? You got to start spreading those out, right?
Well, after the topics, yes.
Oh, I thought you spread it out throughout the show.
Well, after this topic,
if we have a lot of them, that's.
And we don't know how long we have RJ because he's busy out of town too. Like RJ, how long are you going to be here?
And how many other streams are you involved with right now?
Okay.
So you don't have a hard out, as we say in the industry?
Yeah, no, I can stay for this topic. I'm good.
Okay. No, I'm not going to hate watch. I want everyone to succeed. This was not when we did that, Voltaire, when we watched last week, was it my intention or your intention to say they were full of shit? No, it just seemed like they weren't really saying anything. And they're just like using all these tactics to like, something's coming in on my phone. And then he doesn't even say, like he got info on his phone. He just starts talking about something else.
Maybe he needs
it is quiet. It is quiet right now. December's a quiet time for news.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you something. So one of the things I loved about this channel is when Max addressed these kinds of people, he kind of went away from it, but we don't go away from it on the hot mic. We go after everybody. Yeah,
Isaac, I won't answer. I can't answer if you're leaving a voicemail. You have to wait a while, but I'm glad you tried, and awesome for entering. We'll see how these.
I'm dying to see if mine went in.
Okay.
Yeah, they went in, guys.
They didn't. It took forever ringing. It scared me, Voltaire.
This is a competition for the hottest mic drops of the month.
I hope I didn't leave some old granny a weird voicemail, bro.
No, some granny in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
No. All right, so where is this? I have too many tabs up. All right, let's listen to this here.
It's incorporated.
We're staying in DC. We're moving on now to the Superman story. I want to do this as a time code, so I want to make sure where we're going. Okay, go ahead.
Get the fucking time code and fucking set the clapboard out.
Language.
We'll get it all synced up for you.
You're the one that has to go through a 2-hour show and figure out time code.
Listen, hey, I bow down to you as the producer.
Yeah, right. Go ahead. Keep going.
The buzzer's not good. I'm sorry. It's not me trying to take the movie down. Yeah. Maybe I misphrased the VFX thing. I'm hearing bad things. I'm hearing
about what? What are we talking about?
Superman. Saying that he's hearing bad things from Superman test screenings.
Hell yeah, that means it's gonna be great.
Well, now the way he's presenting it, I do feel like he's being genuine. I don't think he's just saying this to get attention. I do think Josh would do this. I think the reason why Josh has latched onto this is because he wants to spread the word to get attention. Oh, it's not great. It's not great because he also has that history with James Gunn too of trolling.
Well, you got to bring Josh into this conversation
because he's there, like cheering them on, and he's spreading the word that the bad test screenings. He's like happy about it.
We're trying to get this man as a guest on the show, and
I don't care. I'll face him. Whatever. If he doesn't like me, I don't care. I'm one of his top. I'm one of his first gray odor.
Would you face him in the butt?
No, I would not be anywhere near his butt. Although he is jacked now. I really respect him for getting, first of all, he's a family man. Congrats, Josh, to you and your family. He's a full-time YouTuber, which is something.
He lifts.
And he got jacked.
What are we doing here?
He does lift. He does the curls for the girls.
I respect that.
What are we doing here?
You could be as jacked as him if you put down the Big Macs.
Worried.
I love the Big Macs.
I love Big Macs. Worried things.
Okay.
Now,
not before they threw their drinks.
This is there.
A lot of time.
Things could happen. Sounds like James Gunn is aware of some of the feedback. Sounds like THR is aware of some of the feedback.
Oh, THR. So we might. Okay.
Who's
so that to all you gun nuts out there that said, I actually think you should take. Yes. No, I actually think you should take this source seriously because I do believe he's got sources at THR.
What is THR?
Well, the Hollywood Reporter. They put out an article saying. It was like a little paragraph in a bigger article said, "Oh, the Superman test screenings have went down, but we're keeping the info from those test screenings locked away in the Fortress of Solitude." That's what they said.
That's
so
it.
All I said was we're keeping the details of these test screenings and how they went locked in the Fortress of Solitude, or whatever they said.
They always do that anyway.
Yeah, but we also don't know if these are the very first test screenings. Don't they do multiple phases?
They do. They do tons. Yeah, they do tons.
Especially for big budget universe movies, right? And if you really think about Superman, you probably want to do the test screen. This is just my speculation. I don't have any facts for this. I'm thinking if you're talking about this specific project that is so pivotal to your DC universe, you want to get the first test screening out right away so you know where people are, so you can adjust it, so you can make small adjustments.
So when we say test screen, this is going out to public volunteers?
No, it can't be that level. Because I've been on those.
That's what a test screening is. Otherwise,
there's different versions of test screening.
I don't think it's
otherwise, are we talking about an in-house screening?
I think the rumor is that the first test screening they did was with Warner Brothers employees and
so it's just a screening. That's not really
video executives. Yeah,
well, just keep it.
That's just an in-house screening.
Okay, but
and let me just say,
but
my first cut of that, I'm going to give a little bit of my experience. My first cut of Ash vs. Evil Dead, me and my brother were on the floor crying when the editor gave it in, and we booked a room afterwards. Okay, like it could have been the first cut. It could have literally been.
I think it's just a
print cut.
I think it is the first.
Like this is ridiculous.
Perp, my response to you is I would still consider that a test screening, even though it's not to the public test screening. I know you view it differently, but I don't think everyone else does it. If they're I like the info he's saying.
It's just they're screening it to get notes.
To be fair though, Warner
Brothers.
That's
there, and I'm sure there's other people that probably don't belong there, aren't giving notes, that actually take what's going on, actually are taking it wrong. They're like, oh, it went bad. You heard it. You heard of all the notes they were giving, which is all part of the process. Every movie goes through that.
Well, I was going to add context. Most DC movies, the very beginning, get bad test screenings from
I was gonna
the first ones.
I think it's just people not understanding the process.
To Jeff's credit, he does give more context.
Okay. Galliot Productions 5. It's been a while. Galliot Productions $5. Let me in, bruh. I'm gonna bring the heat. I'm not sure, Galliot. Contact me on Twitter @MadMaxMovies1. We'll think about it because I don't know. We want to we had a tight panel planned for tonight. All right, hold on a second.
Yeah, perhaps in the future, Galliot.
All right. Let's get back to the video here.
Or they're just keeping that amazing buzz that the studio would love to have out there in the Fortress of Solitude. Read between the lines, people.
Okay. Let's give a little background real quick. So a THR piece on the 6th of December confirmed that
just to be fair, my criticisms of Sneider, his source could be the THR piece. This is what sometimes these scoopers do. He hasn't actually said I have a source on this. He just says this is what's been talked about. He could very well just read the THR piece and be ruling with this that he's not hearing. It's great. That's my opinion of how Jeff reports. He could that's how thin some of the stuff he goes off based. I think he just reads articles. You know. Anyone else have? Okay.
I'm waiting to hear like more.
Okay. Well, all right, let's see.
RJ said there's more context.
An internal screening of James Gunn's Superman had recently occurred at Warner Brothers. Here's the quote from
he
the
said
article.
We've
heard from multiple sources about one screening in particular on the lot, and with Gunn's close-knit crew of people he trusts. We're keeping the buzz about the media itself and our own fortress of solitude. Nick. Nerd
that's what
humor.
the studio would want you to do if it was great fun.
Right. A studio that's controlling what you can
Can you
put
rewind
out.
it? Sorry.
We
what
can
did they
tell you
say
that
about
the movie
media?
was-
What was this? It was a media thing or was it an in-house thing? Did they just mix shit up there? Okay, what did they say the media?
Or they're just keeping that amazing buzz that the studio would love to have out there in the Fortress of Solitude.
Because the media didn't see this. So what did he say there?
Wait,
read between the lines.
He's saying I think what he's suggesting. And yeah, I want to say thank you, Galliot Productions, as well. So contact me on Twitter, and I'll see if we could get you in towards the end. Okay, @MadMaxMovies1. Let me put that here. So I think what he's suggesting is from THR, if it was good news, they wouldn't be locking in the Fortress of Solitude. The way they wrote the article. We're keeping the reactions in the Fortress of Solitude, and he's suggesting if it was good news that you would be they'd want to lead with that because they also are associated with in some ways with Warner Brothers.
And to answer your question, Perp, the article said that it was on the Warner Brothers lot with Gunn's closest friends and peers.
Okay, so no media. Okay.
No media, yes.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very important. This is not a test screening. This is just an in-house seeing things, giving notes. It could also be a celebration. When we were shooting our episode, they were doing a cut, and it felt more like a premiere of the episode prior to us. They were showing it to the cast and crew, and they did like a whole party for it and everything.
Okay.
So
all right. So
these things are,
Yeah. Well, I would say let's keep listening.
Yeah. Fourth, $1,002. These two look like real life Clark and Lex. You're not wrong. I kind of see it now. I kind of see it now.
Holy shit.
Rocho would love to hear that.
And Galliot Productions, $2 just did. Okay. Well, after we and Voltaire, Perp, and RJ react, we can maybe bring you on 5 to 10 minutes just to see what you have to say, if that's fair. So let's finish.
No breaking TOS, Mr. Brings the Heat.
Yeah.
Let's give a little background real quick. So a THR piece on the 6th of December confirmed that an internal screening of James Gunn's Superman had recently occurred at Warner Brothers. Here's the quote from the article. We've heard from multiple sources about one screening in particular on the lot, and with Gunn's close-knit crew of people he trusts. We're keeping the buzz about the media itself and our own fortress of solitude. Nick.
The media itself. What does that even mean?
About the media.
Right.
We're keeping the buzz about the media itself.
The meeting itself. They're keeping the
meeting.
buzz.
Okay, I heard media. Okay.
Yeah, it's the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because okay, I would normally agree with Jeff Sneider here that if it was audience, I think that's a good differential. If it was audience test screening and they're saying we're keeping the Fortress of Solitude,
yes,
that you would want to bring that out right away if it was positive. If it was negative first audience test screening, I think you'd want to keep that in Fortress of Solitude. But because it's actual creatives that might have some notes for James Gunn on this, in people that James Gunn's trust, I don't think they would lead with that. So that's my personal interpretation. What do you think of that, Perp, RJ, Voltaire? I think if it was, and yes, I do consider both any screening at Warner Brothers a test screening, testing it for fellow creatives.
Then
Warner
technically
Brothers
editing is a test screening.
Yeah, but
the minute you play it back, that's a test screening.
So let me just say this: this is much ado about nothing. If they had announced that the internal test screenings, meaning James Gunn's friends and family and who he takes notes from, they loved it. They think it's fantastic. What would everybody be saying? They'd be saying this is absolute nonsense. Why are they releasing something like that?
Galliot Productions says he has some comments on Jeff too. Okay, so we'll be bringing him in after we do this.
So I don't buy this. It's much ado about nothing. When I was back in the day.
Can you explain the first half of your logic again? I kind of missed it with.
So let's say that. Okay, so this is an internal screening. Let's say they released out a statement saying we've done an internal screening with the friends and family of James Gunn and the people he takes notes from, and they loved it. How would everybody react? Like, oh my God, they had a shill screening and everybody loved it. What are they trying to? You know what I mean? It would be given like this is bogus promotion. Of course, an internal screening is going to be positive, you know? So I just don't buy it. It's meaningless. The fact that they don't want to talk about an internal screening, they should not talk about what goes on in an internal screening. When I was years ago, my girlfriend got us on the list to watch movies where we would sign the NDAs and give comments after. I live in Southern California. And at that point, the movie was basically done. That's when the public gets to it. And those are the real screenings, the real test screenings. This one was nothing near what I would call a test screening. That's an internal, you know.
And to be fair, we've heard lots of things about most of the DC movies that you might even like have had bad internal screenings, you know, at Warner Brothers too. And they turned out decent and good movies. So, okay, let me see here. Rational Skeptic, Max, Jeff is the same age as you, but looks 60. Really? Wait a second here. I wish I could do a side-by-side. Me? Jeff? Okay, Jeff. Scooping's been hard.
Great side-by-side.
I can't do a side-by-side. I can't.
We don't know what kind of life with cocaine and partying that he's lived, you know?
Alleged.
That dude parties for sure. I could see it.
Yes, it's a work.
Hey, you have to get those Hollywood sources somehow.
No, you're right.
There's no better way to get a source than to pass something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you go to the bathroom, do some cocaine. It's very common.
There's a lot of meetings that happen at parties with like directors and actors that meet there and shit.
All right.
Certainly not Diddy parties.
Oh,
ooh, nice callback.
Mic drop by RJ. Fearless on the mic drop. That's what we asked for.
Not cool, Bruce. Not cool.
Oh, more Diddy shit.
I don't know what the cleaner means. Does that mean?
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
I get it now. I get it.
All right.
Studio that's controlling
baby oil at
They
least.
need a hazmat
what
suit
you can
if you're
put
gonna
out.
get cleaner
Ridiculous.
there.
But we can tell you that the movie will be doing a few days of additional shooting in Los Angeles, the near term.
Always happens.
THR claims to have spoken to multiple folks who had seen the film but refused to divulge anything about its quality. Sneider said he heard from a rock-solid source, and I say that to quote his...
Okay, he doesn't usually say that on this show. He doesn't usually say that. He usually is like looking at his phone, like, what can I say? And doesn't really say as a source. Now he's saying he has a rock-solid source on this, and I would say that still doesn't mean anything. Not that I'm James Gunn defender either.
You certainly aren't.
I don't think it means anything. I don't
like the video, everybody.
Because the majority of movies coming out, there's someone that throws the accusation out that it's not good or it looks too rough, you know.
Oh my God.
Not to make fun of him, but to quote his that Superman is kind of a mess and that Warner's is nervous and that you heard a lot more about Superman James Gunn in DC. So there we go. I just want to give a little background. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like if I were to say, hey, this is the source, and this is their track record, and this is whatever, and 95% of that stuff was right. Are you guys going to suddenly believe this, or do you? It's not what you want to believe. Isn't it just
what I will give you context on this. Funky Foo 42. Love your screen name. Jeff Sneider is the one that is one of the ones that went on the record, and this might call into his credibility too. That said the Snyder Cut doesn't exist.
How dare you, Cavill?
When he was on Collider, he was one of the ones that people love to make fun of. Said the in Snyder
man, but
he doesn't like. He's not a fan of Snyder.
I could see. Well, I agree. It existed. I could see the perspective where people.
But there was all the just like you.
Where
did
people said where he needed an extra $80 million to finish.
Okay, that doesn't. No one said final cut. Just like the argument you did. What's a test screening? Well, if it's screened and it's not public, I consider that a test screening. If it's a cut, if it's a rough cut, if it's an assembly cut, whatever cut it is, that's a cut. No one said release the final cut.
No, you're right. You're right.
No one said release the final cut. These are all these dumb arguments, in my opinion.
I know, but I'm just saying I could see that.
And then people like, well, it didn't exist because they had to put $80 million in it. And you know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right.
It's a cut. It exists. If you can watch it, it's a cut. Doesn't mean it's final cut.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Okay. All right.
Everybody believes what they want to believe. It like my whole thing as a reporter, just like you people live in your own worlds and own delusions, which is why we live in a country that's completely divided because no one shares the same reality. No one can agree on what a fact is anymore.
Right, that's true.
And you people are trying to come at me, telling me how good Superman is. Have you seen it? No, you haven't.
No.
Have you talked to anyone who's seen it? No, you haven't. Do you know anyone who may have even had the possibility to see it? No, you don't. You're just some fucking person on the internet who goes by what James Gunn tells him to do.
Yeah, that's true. I am a gunhead.
I don't really put a lot of stock in that. I put a lot of stock in the person I went to dinner with and who they know. Because
the source is so legit. The Snyder went to dinner with this source.
It was fucking David Zaslav.
So it's somebody he bought a Big Mac combo for.
Yeah.
He told him, this really stunk.
Oh my God.
So this source told him this information over a nice steak dinner.
Here's my pal Joe. Joe, I love you. I'm gonna try to make the show Monday night tonight or Monday night before the end of the year. But this is
I said I could see that perspective, Joe.
The food poison, the fact that it didn't exist has been proven. I didn't say it was people didn't say release the final cut. Release the Snyder cut. When it started, people said release it as is with unfinished VFX. And Zack Snyder's the one that said, no, I won't do that because then they'll...
The source.
Oh my God.
Nothing wrong with that, Cal. I respect it.
I know who they are and who they know and why they would know them. And they would have no reason to lie. So, sorry, that's what the buzz is. The buzz is what it is. I can't change it. Sometimes it's great buzz. I hear great things about weapons. Sometimes it's bad buzz.
Okay.
And that goes for fucking Spider-Verse, which you tell me, Jeff Snyder, the liar. Jeff Snyder, subscribe to my newsletter because I'm trying to build.
He's really defensive about this shit.
Spider-Verse movies are terrible.
No. He said that Beyond the Spider-Verse was having production issues.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant the Sony Spider-Verse movies.
Look at Donovan. He's responding to you, Jeff the liar. He's responding to people like you, Donovan.
He's awfully defensive, isn't he?
I think Donovan has phoned him.
Chat.
Yeah, he knows Donovan. He's responding.
Yeah, I wonder
to you.
what Joss Whedon is up
he
to.
says he's trying to give the context that he has no reason to say this without there being.
We're all crashing out.
I think he's kind of full of BS on some things, but this one I don't think so. But I also think it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I think it's just a cut. Like he just showed a cut.
Because the majority of the movies you see.
Well, here's the
and his source doesn't understand.
Later on,
that's what happens.
In the same video, he says this doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. I think that's
yeah. This is good.
Well, I want to hear him say that. Let's go faster. Let's give him a minute.
You don't believe RJ? I do.
No, you guys, I do believe.
Actions speak louder than words. You guys tell me. Do you think that everything's good on Beyond the Spider-Verse? Or has every other fucking scooper months later come around to the idea that Chris Miller maybe was just doing what he had to do as a producer?
Yeah.
I don't even know what he's referencing.
So,
but
just to add on to
very
Jeff's
satisfied
thing,
with himself
from
with that.
the source who I've had now for the last few months, over a year, I think almost.
Roca
This
has
is what
a
they
source.
sent me.
Roca has a source.
Someone who's seen Superman told me it has the tone of the first Captain America movie and the Mummy films. They said Holt is.
Oh, that's a bad.
I like that. I like that if that's true. I don't know. Okay.
I don't believe that James Gunn would make a movie the tone of the first Captain America movie.
I love the first Captain America.
But the first Captain America movie is great, so that's the case. It's fine.
Well,
and the Mummy movies, the first one, I love.
The Mummy was terrific. Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun.
I'm in the
Bad.
No, it's not bad.
They said Nicholas Holt is the standout, and the film was decent.
Lex is the standout. So actually, Roca's given more info than Jeff here. I do, based on what I've seen, I believe that Nicholas Holt as a villain, you know.
Yeah. So if Lex Luthor steals scenes in a Superman movie, is that a bad thing? That's a good thing.
No, you want Lex the reason
worked out for the Dark Knight.
The other reason that superhero movies have suffered is because the lack of a compelling and really good villain.
Excellent point, Max. 100%.
I consistently
RJ, are we coping?
Listen, the villain, if you have a really great villain that fixes a lot of other issues you have in the project there.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
not
Joe,
their sources are their asses.
Joe, I love you, but your bias is completely not being fair to him when he said, I actually literally went to lunch with this source.
Dinner.
Now, you don't have to believe him, or not dinner, right? He didn't go just like I heard it from a dude and another dude. He said, he
had dinner with the guy, Joe. That means something.
The context is that he says he's used this source before. They're usually right, and he went to dinner. Now, you could still call him a liar, but he said that. And that's more than usual scoopers give, right?
I think there's some truth to this, but it's just like a misunderstanding. Like they were giving notes, and someone thought that that's a bad sign. Oh my God, they're giving notes to like that. That means it's bad, or it's a work print, or it's silly.
Yeah. Let me see. I had dinner with some tonight too. That if they told me that they heard about Superman, I wouldn't believe it.
You know what? Yeah, you guys, he might have gone to dinner with the guy who cleans up the toilets outside of the screening theater.
I heard it from the McDonald's worker. That's a shame. I'm not getting into that topic, but that's a shame that the McDonald's worker is not getting the reward. That's ridiculous. Just because he called the police, or they called the police instead of the hotline number.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Well, so again, just to recap. So they're hearing that it has the tone of the first Captain America and the first Mummy movie, which is bad.
Which is fun. Those were successful movies.
Oh no, I'm just saying Jeff assumed that that's a bad thing.
Well, that was his take. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That was how he shit on Roca's point. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a large chunk of the film was unfinished, with only a third of the film's VFX being done.
They're getting notes. Oh my God, they're getting notes, you fuckers.
Yes. Right. Okay, that's context. We have a creative here. So it was so early of a test screening that it was a third of the movie, no special effects, very rough, and he's potentially getting notes from other creatives. They're going to have criticisms at that point.
There are some test screenings with audiences that do have unfinished effects, but this is so early.
Yeah, I mean, but
ridiculous.
Okay. But that's most likely you're going to get, if you're going to hold a screening at that point, you're going to get a lot of feedback.
I can't imagine any first cut being
anything
here? But an absolute mess.
Somebody eating a bag of chips?
Sorry, I thought I was muted. My bad.
Okay.
Just like Anthony Peltry. Okay. All right, here we go.
Humor of any Gunn film, but there's still humor throughout the film. And he also said, sounds like Jeff was right about Supergirl being in a similar scene to what he described. The source,
Supergirl's in it.
Spoke to said
is that a spoiler?
I think we all kind of know that Supergirl's in it.
Figured, but
there's Crypto has something on his neck that's a Supergirl symbol. And in the Woman of Tomorrow, I think if RJ stops snacking for a second,
I don't even want to talk about it because
no. I mean, but you read Woman of Tomorrow, the comic, right?
Yes, I've read it. Yes.
Is Crypto in that comic?
Yes, he has a very pivotal role.
That's all you need to know. Yeah,
so like a little cameo or some inkling to Supergirl.
That might be how Crypto gets
They
there.
didn't include that.
I'm just saying, in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, she's an alcoholic. She drinks a lot of alcohol.
Oh, that's my kind of lady.
She's
creepy.
She drinks a lot of alcohol. You know, you might see her in a bar. You know,
I like that.
So
Callie's on the floor, Cal. Oh, and I thank you for the update.
That's
I will send your book
awesome.
tonight, Cal.
I gotta read that.
Are you serious? Are they gonna have an alcoholic Supergirl?
I don't know if they follow.
Oh no! In the story, like she gets drunk all the time.
Oh,
like,
I would love that.
It's very much, you know.
Millie Alcock is the kind of actress.
You guys have seen True Grit, right? True Grit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the hilarious movie.
Supergirl in that story basically fills the Rooster Cogburn role.
Oh my God, I'm swooning.
Who's that? The actor? Name the actor.
Jeff
I don't
Bridges.
know the characters.
Can
I just say, Blake's hard cider, El Chavo, mango and habanero, is such an amazing drink.
Mango and habanero, yeah.
Habanero, and I would love
what's a habanero?
to work with you, Blake, son, to letting people know about this. This is the most amazing.
You don't know Spanish.
Amazing.
I don't know what a habanero is.
Habanero.
Habanero. It's a kind of
the heat with the cider is just the heat with the cider and just a touch of alcohol is perfect.
Me gusta agua fría.
Sponsor? I wasn't thinking about that, CGH, but now that you mention Blake's,
I'm aware.
I would actually, Blake's. I actually have one criticism though. Can I get a case of just this kind of hard cider? Because I see the variety.
Blake's, but they call it El Chavo, a Latin name.
Blake's Hard Cider is the company that makes it, and they make multiple versions of hard cider, different flavors.
What is this sponsor break? What the hell?
This sounds
Triple Jam.
This is a desperate attempt.
Oh my God, Max! Look at Max, everybody.
Peach Party.
New Year's resolution.
This is my favorite.
We should have a peach party.
Listen, Bruce. I'm going to bring a case when I visit you. This is there's only
the alcohol percentage, Max.
That's a threat, Bruce.
Let's see. 6.5%.
Oh my God, that's heavy for Max, everybody. That's heavy.
Blake's. Nothing like a Blake's on the mic drop.
What's a Blade?
I'm just saying it's really good. I'm not just saying that to get
it looks yummy.
Oh,
for additional context, though, real quick. In the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow storyline, she's angry, she's young, she's very arrogant, she gets drunk a lot. Like, she's a very flawed character. Like, she's a very pissed off woman, you know.
Chavo.
I can't wait. I'm more hyped now.
No, that's interesting.
I mean,
I hope she flies drunk and crashes into a.
No, I want to read. I want to read that. You know, I do.
Well, she basically Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. It's True Grit, but in space. That's what the story is. It's Lone Wolf and Cub. It's True Grit in space with Supergirl.
Okay, we do have to get through this because Non-Kino wants to come on to talk about this topic, and he has some.
Let's bring him on.
He's a source. Okay, he's saying he has a source.
I hope she's drunk and she just yells "Spring Break."
Most people will be satisfied with the movie, and it should be received well enough to continue Gunn's DCU.
Okay,
so
every movie is like.
He's saying, all right, that's important. His source is saying it's good enough.
And the film was decent, but a large chunk of the film was unfinished with only a third of the film's VFX being done. Least amount of humor of any Gunn film, but there's still humor throughout the film. And he also said
that's also, that's a lot of people's concerns that they don't get Gunn's humor. It's it's a different approach. It's a work print.
I feel like this feels like one of those fake psychic readings where it's like you're saying obvious shit after you saw the trailers. Like,
no, but he's saying Don Roca. Listen, I'm critical of these two, but I believe them on this one. I actually think they do too much test screenings for these superhero movies, and there's too many cooks in the kitchen. They try to micromanage everything too much. I can't stand it.
This is the CEO's movie, okay?
No, I know, but I'm saying I can't stand how much they. Why do they do so much test screening? It's annoying, but they do.
This is not so much sex. This is early.
But he said
Perp's thing that's a psychic reading is accurate. Like, hey, you have a dead person in your life. Did their name begin with a C?
I don't think.
Now,
listen. Here's the thing. People even say there's test screenings or not. If there was actually test screenings, it's not hard to get a source. That's all I'm saying. I don't think so. At least
internal.
Not if it's close friends. If it's close friends,
Voltaire, RJ, do you? If the test screenings actually happen, not like the anti-SJW say.
Stop calling it a test screening.
It's not.
No, I'm not. I'm not like you and Joe, Perp. I'm calling it a test screening no matter what type of screening it is. It's still testing the movie. No. There's still a work print. It doesn't mean a final cunt. I said final cunt. I didn't mean this. I didn't mean to say final cunt.
Now that's a movie I'll watch.
Wait a second. That would be an amazing
yeah.
Anyway, so an internal screening, Max. An internal
screening. Line in the Supergirl movie. I'm not the final girl.
Perp, we need to work on that.
She gets drunk.
This is why people work under the influence. Can you imagine? If I did not have Blake's cider, El Chavo, Mango and Habanero,
yeah, read it.
I would never have said and slipped and said final. You know what? See you next Tuesday. And can you imagine if a final girl was just actually an absolute? Oh my God. What type of movie would that be?
There's this movie that actually came out this year called The Last Straw, where like the girl was like kind of like very toxic, and she was the final guy. I thought it was, but I found
so those are my two ideas.
And they give her a good reason in the end.
Actually going to make. Maybe I should make a comic. Final. See you next Tuesday in Final Bros.
Just like same universe. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. You make it so the intent is you want to make the most toxic, awful character ever,
and that'd be the last. Yes.
Yeah, and she's constantly surviving.
You want them to die.
Yeah,
they don't.
That's the whole point. Yeah, you want them to die.
Larry,
you want to work on the comic, Perp?
Hell yeah, I'd write the shit out of that. Just a
toxic
female. All right, I'd love to do that.
Okay. Can we have them collab with the Final Bros too, or the Final Bro?
Yeah, the Final Bros.
Final. See you next 2 days in Final Bro.
Let's not expand let's work on one franchise at a time.
Okay,
let's not be like
see you next Tuesday.
Make the mistakes of other studios.
No, I'm not getting him to draw it. I want to. All right.
Sounds like Jeff was right about Supergirl being in a similar scene to what he described. His person he spoke to said they think most people will be satisfied with the movie and it should be received well enough to continue.
Received well enough to continue the DCU is what Jeff Sneider or what Roca is saying about what his source is saying. So that's actually positive, And this is an early, if this screening actually happened, which I think it did, this is very early, a third of the movie, no special effects. That's going to be a rough watch, Perp. Is that accurate?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, my first cut, I was on the floor and I booked a room with the editing that weekend on me and my brother's day off. We booked a room with the editing. We were so paranoid that we had given them shit in our first cut. Like we wanted to be in there.
All right. Now I'm going to give the link to Don Kino. See if he wants to pop in. And then we'll finish this up. I think we got enough of these guys, right? All right. We don't, I have limited sources myself right now, so we have to enter.
Guns DCU.
So, every movie is like this. Yes. Every movie. It doesn't mean I'm going to not say it.
Yeah.
Because it is, right?
Okay, that's everyone hating on Jeff right now. That's fair.
Yeah, he's being very fair.
To every movie.
Yes.
This happens to every movie.
It's a mess. Unless you have there's qualifiers out there.
I'm sure there's, if you want to cherry pick, I'm sure there's a movie that exists that even Primer. The very first cut that people are like, wow, this is amazing. It didn't have any notes.
There's a movie out there called Primer. Amazing.
How rare is that
movie? The guy literally spent $7,000 on just film, and he had you had to use that exact amount of film. So
just
other than that guy,
yeah, it's how rare is that, Perp, that you get from the jump? It's just
I'm assuming there's some masters out there that know exactly what they're doing. They direct and edit their shit. But yeah, for the most part, it's a mess, and some people find their movies in the edit.
Yeah, with maybe James Gunn is very receptive to criticism from peers, just not fans. From peers. All right,
they would know. They would know how to communicate.
Well, if every movie's like this, then why even note it, Jeff? Why just let it be?
Because
that's not what's going on. Okay, every fucking thing behind it. Star Wars is a mess. Fucking Fast and Furious is a mess. What the fuck is going on with Fast and Furious? Everything's a fucking mess until it is. And
everything's a mess until it is.
I like that.
Yes.
I'm agreeing with him here. You're right.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Like, his whole point is just because I'm hearing the movie's a mess doesn't mean it's going to be a mess.
Well, that's where the Josh
Thank
Den
you,
of
RJ.
BS comes in, because he just the social media people on YouTube just love they know this too, but they're not going to tell you. They're not going to give you the context. At least Jeff gives you the context here. The other people like Josh, I heard it's a mess. I heard it's a mess because that gets the attention. No one's going to pop in.
Best example I can give: the first Iron Man movie was a complete disaster in terms of production and post-production and editing. That movie was a disaster until they finished it at the last minute. They put it out there, and it was beloved, and everyone loved it, and it was a big hit.
I always go to my go-to production help.
Making these movies is really hard. Okay, they're gonna micromanage and work on them until the last possible second. It's just
my go-to movie mess that everyone was sure was going to be an absolute disaster was Face Off. When I was tracking that movie when it came out, because I was a huge John Woo fan in the 90s.
Yeah.
And bro, there was a website
it
called
has to be the really right tone to get that movie right.
The Dark Horizon website was going off on how this movie was a mess. Producers hated it. Nick Cage and John Travolta could not communicate with John Woo. All this shit. This movie's going to be a mess. It ended up being fucking Face Off.
Yeah. All right. So Nonino is here. Let's give Nonino about 10 minutes. See what he's like to say.
10 minutes. I only need 9 minutes. Sir.
Okay, now 9 minutes. That's it then.
That's excellent.
Go.
That's freaking Kino.
Go Nonino. What do you have to say? Why would you want to come on the show tonight about this topic? You have something? What do you want to share with us?
First off, fuck Den of Nerds. That guy is a clown. He's everything wrong with just everything. Just
well, I actually yes. Fuck Den of Nerds.
Oh come on!
Den of Nerds, more like Den of Turds.
Hell yeah! Now let's flip into Den of Birds.
Because Nonino, he leaves stuff out just to be a YouTube troll, just to be a social media troll. Like for instance, Jeff Sneider was giving context. This happens to everything, but you don't get that. You don't get that nuance from Josh. He just is like out there. Oh, I heard it sucks.
Stinky P.
Look at me. It sucks. Watch out, James Gunn.
Grace Randolph.
Yeah. What about Grace?
Grace Randolph does that a little bit too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not Jeff. You're
rooting for Jeff. Okay.
I actually know Jeff. I've actually talked to him a few times, and I can tell you.
Dinner with Jeff.
I can tell you what. Like he's.
Are you the source?
What?
We have the source.
No, I'm not the source.
Have you ever been a source for a scoop?
Nope, not one bit.
Okay.
But I will tell you now, Jeff works his ass off to get reports. He fucking vets his sources. He does the work. And you may not like what Jeff says, Mr. Tyrannosaurus Rex, but
I totally validated everything he said at the end, and it seems like he knows exactly what he's. It's exactly right. I was totally agreeing with the end.
Yeah, look at.
He was critical at the beginning, but then he
listened. Is because I understand. He
saw the whole context, and then he came around. He's like, I think he's being accurate here.
Yeah, he's accurate. It is a mess. This happens with a lot of movies. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like as I was saying before, Jeff Sneider, like he's the real deal. He's no Grace Randolph. He's no Den of Nerds. He's no.
I put Grace in a better category than Den of Nerds.
RJ certainly does.
Grace is
on this. No, RJ. I will be fair. I care about RJ, so I'm taking out this conversation because he has multiple sources as well. I don't want to. He's not gonna bash on Grace. I do put Grace in another category. Then I actually.
RJ, are you a scooper, RJ?
No.
RJ
not really. People just message me stuff and tell me stuff randomly.
He's a trust. He's trusted in the.
But you've scooped, man.
Community, though.
You've scooped, RJ. I've seen you scoop.
He knows shit.
I've seen you scoop, bro.
I think he does. He knows some stuff.
I've seen you scoop. You scoop, man. Don't be ashamed.
What did he scoop?
I will tell you this. I'm not going to reveal anything.
He scoops.
I will keep RJ private, but he has talked to more people than you would realize.
Oh, so have I, man. I mean, going to the lunch thing too. Like, when you're talking to sources, like usually go out to lunch with them. Like, that's actually like a real thing that happens in LA.
You cover the industry too.
Yeah.
How rare is it for a movie that gets an original Perp was debating me on what's a test screening. I say they're all test screenings. I don't give a shit.
I'm
not following his
You're not differentiating the huge difference between an internal screening and audience screening. You don't see a difference?
because the people writing the articles aren't differentiating it, because that's basically what you're getting, and that's what we're talking about most likely. So I'm not going to differentiate either. But for the first screenings, whether it's in-house or audience, how rare is it in your history of watching, being connected to the industry, Nonino? How rare is it from everyone to like right at the jump? Oh, this is amazing. We have little notes. It's very rare.
That rarely fucking happens, dog.
Yo, I love.
What's the movie's like fucking amazing?
Yo, can
like,
you show up more, man? Your voice is very calming and soothing to me. I like it.
Wait, what?
Your voice is very calming and soothing to me, and I like it.
So I don't know how to respond to that. Thank you.
Don't sexually harass our guests.
I feel sexually
I was being complimentary.
harassed.
It hasn't gone there yet.
Okay. Anyway. I would say, I mean, depends on the movie though. I mean, there's like so much fucking pressure on this movie. So like, I mean, any slip up of it is gonna like be documented. And yeah, that those screenings were not great, but like the movie's not doomed. I mean, honestly, like this is a better situation than
I ask you something, Nonino?
What do you want to ask?
Have you heard anything about test screenings or sources for Superman that you can reveal? Like, have you heard they have happened?
He's not a
I kind of like. I mean,
no, he has. I've talked to him before. He's heard things.
I mean,
have you heard they actually
having read the plot of Superman? I'm not shocked that it has some mixed results to it. It kind of has some elements.
No spoilers.
Similar to the Flash, but like, I mean, honestly, I mean, I haven't really like talked to anybody who's like seen the movie, but like, I mean, I've heard like I've heard kind of what all you guys have been hearing right there. I mean, I've been kind of like busy working on a bunch of my own projects recently, so I haven't really been like a scooper. But look I'm sure the movie's gonna turn out great. I mean, listen. Would you rather be? I would rather like having them have problems right now and being able to fix them, than like like be like freaking. What's the name of what's the movie that's coming out?
Donovan, this is the third time you put "I Turst" instead of "Trusted Gun." I love that you say I love that you
Tursting Gun.
Turstaber.
Goon.
All right. Well,
yeah. I mean, I did talk to Daniel.
Oh wow, you're being called out. That is this the heat or the simmer? They said you said you were going to bring in heat.
True.
Do you want to put your Twitter or your X handle in the private chat, and I'll let you if you want to follow.
I'm going to finish my statement right there. I'm going to finish my statement here. So I'm going to say for Superman, I do think they have some troubleshooting to get done with. I do think the movie sounds a little bit too busy, but I do think they're going to be able to pull it off, man. I mean, this is James Gunn. Like, this isn't like a Matt Shackman or like a whoever the fuck like Captain America who's directing Captain America 4. This is a veteran of the industry that is able to like pull shit out of his ass. I mean, dude, Guardians of the Galaxy like had really bad test screenings. Did you guys? The first one did.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's great content. Wait, repeat that for everyone to hear.
I mean, dude, the first Guardians of the Galaxy had shit like test screenings.
I didn't know that.
And guess what? The movie turned out great.
That's one of the best Marvel movies ever.
Yeah. Listen. This isn't like.
Well, keep in mind, A New Hope.
Same with Star Wars. Yeah.
New Hope was a mess from what we hear. There was a lot of. It's like in unison. People say it was a mess before. Marshall Lucas, I think, helped in editing, and then then you got the score of John Williams and
brought it home,
and Darth Vader's voice. That all came together.
Exactly. Unless we forget Madam Web. Madam Web had production problems, and look at how that turned out.
Then it was the
best comedy of 2024.
Like a horrible example. What the fuck are you talking about? That's
like the best comedy of 2024. What?
Get out of here, Mr.
You're an Nora fan.
Get out of here. Get out of here. But
would you go on my pal Perp's channel sometime?
I'm sure. Why not?
Yeah, we could go.
Why not?
Loose,
but my
loose over there, man. Let me tell
you, could get real loose over there.
We could get loose over there, man.
Get loose
crazy over there.
The goose right there. Yeah, but my point
we do have another topic that we have to
have
cover.
A guy named CJH. You're gonna love him.
At 1 hour 20 minutes, I'll have to say good night to Nonino.
Yeah, but let me just finish up this last point there. Let me finish up this last point there.
All right.
My point being is that Superman is a very complicated movie. It's full of a lot of moving parts.
Yes.
And I'm not shocked that like the first couple of reactions haven't been great, but I'm telling you right now, I'd rather be having these reactions out front like 7 months from now.
It's not
than like 2 months from now, or if it was so bad, they would have pushed the release date. They would have pushed this out like the Batman Part 2, which by the way, dude, if you don't think that Matt Reeves if you don't think like Robert Pattinson's not joining the DCU, I don't know what to tell you, dog.
Oh wait.
Jarbo.
CJH has been calling. People been telling him, "Come on, stop talking about Pattinson and the DCU." So you think this is going to happen 100%?
I don't know that it's going to happen, but it seems pretty likely.
Why?
I have faith.
Oh, you have faith. Okay.
Look
at CGH. Whoa.
Okay. And I mean, that Andy Muschietti thing wasn't like better too. I mean, if anything, here's the thing I wouldn't be shocked by. I wouldn't be shocked if Andy Muschietti takes on Clayface.
If Andy Muschietti,
if he directed Clayface
instead of Batman, what do you think? Oh, I don't know about that.
Hey guys are listening to me.
Have you seen his short, Mama?
It's not. I don't know why people keep saying it's going to merge. It's not merging, like at all.
Well, Clayface merges with things.
Again, people are going to stop talking about that after next week. Well, so it's a mute point at this point.
Well, even if it was going to merge, the
spoilers, RJ scooping. See, you're fucking scooping.
Non-Kino, even if it was going to merge because of the delay of the Batman 2.
I mean, honestly, like the Batman Part 2 thing isn't really about
that they can make that happen.
I mean, the delay really isn't about like that. I mean, it's honestly more about the personal stuff that's been happening there. So it has nothing to do with that. But I'm not saying that it is going to happen. I don't have any fucking like real sourcing on that, and I'll be irresponsible if I did. But I do think there's been some talks, but like I don't think they're like really.
I like their costumes forth.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just me. But look, listen. I'm not here breaking any scoops. I just have a theory.
Do you have any questions for our guest Voltaire while he's here?
Like the video, and no, but interesting points.
Yeah, RJ, do you have any questions for me, my old pal, my friend? Do you have any questions for me, RJ?
You guys know each other?
No,
like a little bit, not much.
I have a question.
They've interacted before.
I do like talking to RJ. He's very fun to talk to.
Okay.
I have a question.
Are you partying tonight, Donkey? You sound like really laid back. You getting ready for the new year?
I'm always partying. It's a party every day for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the right attitude in life.
Did you have a question, Perp?
Yeah. What's your favorite car chase in a movie?
My favorite car chase is the car chase in Anchorman 2.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Do you have anything else? Do you have anything else that you'd like to bring up, Ronquino?
No,
did you put your X hashtag in the private chat so I could share it in case people want to?
Sure.
You do live streams on X? I've seen you a few times.
Oh yeah. I've been doing some spaces with my buddies on Spaces. You guys are free to join. You guys can get at me at the non-Kino whatever X.
Hold on, I'm gonna share it. Can't even share it. Okay, hold on, I'll share it for you.
Okay, it's right there. There it is. There we go. Look at that.
Parties.
Look at that. It's a party in the USA, everybody.
Are you the new party guy?
All right, here you go.
Skull? Have you ever talked to Skullman?
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Man, I think you guys would have great conversations.
I know.
I want to be there. I want to moderate that shit.
Kino.
He's been on his channel, Perp. If I think I know you're talking about
Skullman. Yeah.
Yeah.
He calls me Perpy Derpy Boy. I love it.
Okay.
You like that Perpy Derpy Boy?
My question is, I ask all the guests: sativa or indica?
What is that?
Okay, then no answer. That's
a band.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. This sounded like sex toys, but anyway.
No.
Hey, you must know Voltaire very well.
Like a vibrator?
Hey, Voltaire, he knows your thing.
Okay, what are you looking forward to for
credit
2025? What's the best thing in 2020 besides Superman tops? What's the next thing you're looking for?
I mean, I'm very curious to see how Sinners and Mickey 17 are going to turn out. I mean, also like Electric State. I mean, Electric State's probably going to be terrible, but like my buddy who worked on that movie says really talks very highly of it.
All right. Well, thank you, Nonino, especially for giving me money. I really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, being a sucker.
So don't. No,
you're right.
No, I'm just saying it helps. It helps the show because I do this.
You need to show up more. Seriously,
supplement my income because I do family medical leave and any little help helps, and I appreciate.
Yeah, no worries, but I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it over and over again, bro.
All right. Yes. Well, we're gonna have to say goodbye to you because we have some other topics we need to cover. We don't want to make this short too much.
I'll try, buddy. Thank you.
You should tour around different streams.
Hey, Kino, if you ever have time, we'd love to have you on as a regular for the whole show.
Sounds good to me, bro.
You should book Voltaire.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
Shit out of that.
Okay. We'll see you next time. Have a safe and happy New Year.
Thank you.
Don't over party, Don't party.
It's a party in the USA, bro.
No, I love that attitude. It's a party every day.
It's a party every day. Anyway, see you guys later. Right?
That's the theme in The Purge.
All right.
Well, Terry, you do realize if you have him as a guest for the entire show, it'll be the lowest viewed streamer.
Dude, I like that guy.
Right?
That guy fucking parties, man. That guy was hilarious.
He seemed like an interesting fella.
Yeah. You got to get him on.
That was my first experience with him.
I like him. Man, me too.
Okay.
I thought he was going to say
he's a character, Max. You need to keep him around.
He doesn't have any comment on that, but
Kingdom of Nerds. Come on, that guy's a character. I don't think Kingdom of Nerds likes the characters. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right.
Let's do some. Should we do the topic that really wanted to cover, or should we do some voicemails first?
Dude, it is way too late. We can't start that. That is way too big.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Good night,
thanks, RJ. It's RJ's bedtime. He's a working man.
Yes.
Have fun on your trip. No, he's gonna probably watch a movie tomorrow. You don't want him to fall asleep in the movie.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm old. I fell asleep at my parents' house today too, on the couch. After Mario Party.
It is way too late to start that fucking court case. Shit.
No, but it's not going to be long, believe it or not. It's going to be.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be quick.
Thanks, RJ, for your contribution.
My typical legal thing because it's too much.
What about the voicemails, man?
We got to go to voicemails. That's
RJ, do you want to stay for any of the voicemails?
Fucking ever.
I'll listen in off the stream.
Okay. Well, have a good night, RJ.
See you guys.
All right, bye.
He's still going to Williams. He's in Sci-Fi Center right now.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, I bet.
We'll get to the mailbag. Don't worry, brother.
Yeah, we're getting to the mailbag too.
Dude,
okay.
we have so much to cover.
Right now. It's
I have off tomorrow. I'm okay to stay up late. Depends on you two. Depends on you two. How long you want to go?
This is voicemail time.
You could share your street. You could share it to your channel, perp, if you want. I don't care. All right, let me bring up the voicemail. You can do that, you said?
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm giving you content here, baby.
All right. Let me present this here.
Why would I split? Split the audience. I only have Cheeseman over there making fun of me.
These are our first entries into the first official mic drop giveaway for cash in your pocket in the new year when inflation is insane. Maybe it'll get you 1 gallon of gas. No, I'm saying. Oh, Josh, Order of Reverence here. Hey, Josh, we'd love to have you on the show. Hope you're having a happy holidays and a great new year.
Base.
Okay.
Like the Avatar.
All right, let me know if you can hear this.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, nothing.
Not even close.
You don't hear anything?
No, not even a decibel.
We hear you clicking your mouse.
Oh, forgot to add it. Whoops, I forgot to add it.
Max is on cider, everybody.
I'm on hard cider. It's called hard cider.
He got chavoed.
I will say, just as
everybody, just so you know, Perp and me, we jab at each other, but I love Perp like that.
Sometimes. Okay,
I love the guy.
Just so you know, the person that left this first voicemail may have been a few paps in. already. So let's see.
Yo, Max, Voltaire, and Rhea. I'm lurking in this chat. Just wanted to say hey and say that I think the Superman trailer is pretty
No.
amazing.
I'm sorry.
I've seen it about.
I apologize. That is not Cal. I apologize.
Who is
Oh
that?
my god.
I know who that is. I know who that is, though. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, hey everybody,
15
you can
times.
use the voicemail as the drunk dial hotline. We accept that.
That, I believe, is Mr. Larry Quirkwitz.
All right, we're good. Drunk
Oh,
dial
you
hotline.
in Tennessee? Awesome, Josh. Okay, cool. Message me on Twitter. We could have you on the show soon. Okay.
The trailer is pretty
Next
amazing. I've seen it about 10 to 15 times because I watched it a bunch of times by myself, but now I'm watching everyone's reaction to it. And I gotta tell you, I think I like it more every time I see it.
Every time.
And I'm a proud Sneider bro. Booyakasha!
Booyakasha!
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka.
Drunk Larry. Is that a mic?
Oh,
Should that be the
no.
mic drop of the month?
So far.
Booyagacha.
Booyagacha.
He's okay. So his mic drop is that he's a Sneider bro. He is under the influence, and the James Gunn trailer of Superman keeps getting better and better. Booyakasha.
Boom shakalaka. Drunk dial hotline.
Okay,
Everybody.
well,
Large Marge.
keep that in mind when we vote for the
All are
mic drop
welcome.
of the month.
Large Marge.
Hey Josh, if you want to leave a hot take on this number, you could call and you'll be considered for a $20 Cash App gift or PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo gift. Recast Max, no. All right, let's see what we have for the next one.
Hi, Mr. Max. It's
Scooter
me again.
Crunch. It's
Scooter
past your
Crunch.
bedtime.
I hope you had a good Christmas.
Thought it was Kathleen.
Oh, hamburgers. Batman 2 got delayed again.
Hamburger.
I mean, at least they waited until after Christmas to tell us so it didn't ruin my holidays. But seriously, what is Matt Reeves even doing? It's been 3 years since the first one. That's like a quarter of my life.
Oh, Scooter Crunch, come on. Be patient, Scooter. I know you don't have many years.
What is that
behind you.
noise?
Max?
That's another call coming in.
Let's
Another
let that
call.
run.
The mic drop is great.
Poor Scooter Crunch.
I don't want to be mean, but I gotta say it. He's a lazy bones.
Oh, no.
By the time this movie comes out, I'll be a whole different person.
Probably.
I'll probably start growing hair.
That's what by the time.
Oh, stop it. This is getting gross.
No, by the time, Scooter, listen.
I don't want him describing where he's growing hair.
Stop it.
I don't wanna
Don't
know.
shame him.
Exactly. This is gross.
Consult-
We're going to be looked at by the FBI if this gets
Consult a
across.
physician, Scooter. But what your family physician. But what I would say is, don't when by the time this Batman 2 comes out, me and your mother will have kicked you out.
Oh God!
You need to get out there on 8. When you're 18 and make a man of yourself. Yeah. So by the time Scooter, by the time the Batman 2, you'll have more. But what I'm saying, Scooter, is you're going to have a lot more to worry about than the Batman 2. You get out of the house, make a living for yourself, Scooter, and leave me some super chats. Okay.
We're in weird places where I didn't grow hair before.
Oh, I don't know, Scooter.
I won't be able to stop thinking about girls, and I'll be all sweaty.
I'm cutting it off. But you
come on. I mean, come on, man, get to work. Okay, Mr. Max, Happy New Year.
Scooter, it's been a while since your last super chat. Come on, Scooter. Go deliver the papers
you
and
cheap
say,
asshole.
And tell your mother. Yeah, you cheap asshole.
Scooter,
and tell your mother I'll call her later. Okay.
Oh my God, poor Scooter. We love you, Scooter. We love you.
All right, let's see what this one is here.
I hope you fall off your bike.
All right, here we go.
God, he's delivering papers.
Yeah, that's definitely could happen then.
Okay, Flaming Dragon. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
What the hell is that?
Oh my God!
I love that.
What is this?
That was Tom Cruise from
That was Tom Cruise from
okay.
what's it called?
Operation Condor. I
I
forget.
don't know what kind of pants and bullshit power play you're trying to pull here, but Asia Chat is my territory. So whatever you think you're gonna think again. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to head down there. And
No,
I will
Asia's my
rain down
territory,
a godly
motherfucker.
fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations to get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you.
Oh my
I am
God.
talking scorched earth, motherfucker.
Whoa.
Okay, so whoever did that Tropic Thunder thing, you're brilliant. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't
All
do
right.
it again.
I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
Wow.
Max doesn't want these kinds of calls, everybody.
Operation Cut. Yeah, I know it was a Jackie Chan movie.
Okay.
I forgot the name. I just.
Hey, Voltaire.
What the hell are you in the restroom, bro? What is this? What is this?
Don't you ever forget what you are.
I believe it was a call of a toilet to Voltaire. A toilet.
I don't
flush.
know who that is, but yeah.
I think that was,
yeah.
I
Someone
think that
like
was a
Voltaire.
little movie raptor. I think that was who that was. Perp. I think that was some perp.
It was
I don't
someone
know.
who loves and respects me, I think.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Oh my God! Is this a mic drop hotline? Is this Larry Cordowitz? I'm not sure about either one of those things.
Is he drunk again?
Larry is on. He's on
Holy
Kennedy
shit. He's
tonight.
baked in this one. There is a
He's on
difference. I can
Kennedy.
hear it.
The last one was drunk. This one is baked.
If
Are we gonna
this
get
gets
tripping
through,
next?
what's with the deal? What's the deal with people blaming James Gunn, canceling movies that he had no business canceling?
Yeah.
Still saying Man of Steel. I saw the memes. Man of Steel 2.
Yeah.
Constantine 2.
Well, we don't
now
know that
the
yet.
Batman 2. James Gunn canceled. No, he didn't cancel any of that stuff. I mean, I don't know about the Batman 2. What's going on for Constantine 2, but I know James Gunn didn't cancel Man of Steel 2.
Yeah, he did. He did cancel Man of Steel 2 by making Superman 25.
The Sneider, bro.
All right. Peace. Booyah yakasha.
Love it. Boom
Oh.
chakalaka.
Okay, thank you, Larry Korkwitz, too. Drunk versus high.
Drunk Dial Hotline, everybody.
Yeah, so James Gunn cancels everything. He canceled Man of Steel 2, Constantine 2, Batman 2. He cancels anything with a 2 in it. James
we do
Gunn.
need a Constantine. We do need a new Constantine.
I don't know if I don't think Constantine 2 is canceled.
It's
Batman 2 is just
utilized
delayed.
property, everybody.
And Batman 2 is just delayed. Okay, let me see. All right, let me see what this is.
Don't touch it.
Good evening. This is Sally Ryder.
Sally Ryder.
Not Sally
New
Smith.
York
Not Sally Smith.
Post.
New York Post. Whoa.
Whoa.
We got an insider.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
My hot take of this evening is that Netflix is killing cinemas by injecting
Jesus.
Hold on, let me do this again.
Do this again.
So I think that Netflix is hurting cinemas and the cinematic experience and movie making as a whole by forcing screenwriters to include dialogue scenes to explain the plot of movies for distracted viewers at home. That is my hot take today. Goodbye.
Thanks, Sally.
What a lukewarm take. Okay,
yeah, but she's from the New York Post. So let's
okay, all right. So
it's pretty funny.
Netflix is destroying cinemas by making the screenwriters explain what's happening to the audience.
I love it.
And that's destroying cinemas?
No, I mean, this is the new generation of kids who are texting while they're watching. You know what I mean?
To explain it to it, like so the people are like, what
Once
happened?
again, people are gonna blame Netflix, but if this is what the audience wants, we could all protest this by not watching it, by not agreeing with it, and their numbers go down. But the audience is this. If you're gonna blame anyone, blame the audience, which is always my go-to, right, Cheeseman?
Okay, hey everybody, you've heard it first here. Perp is a capitalist.
All right. Do we have any here that should be considered for the mic drop of the month yet?
Oh my God, there's several.
I think I prefer Baked Larry over Drunk Larry.
Sally Ryder was pretty good.
Sally Ryder, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see. What's this one?
What up, Max? You racist son of a bitch.
Oh, what?
Whoa!
Whoa! What's the accusations?
Cal, please.
Cal!
Whoa!
Cal, I literally am sending your book this weekend. Come on, Cal. I'm not ist, man. Okay, wow.
No, I'm just playing with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna hear the man out.
Woo! Okay, wow.
On all sound the same. Anyway, I am a little buzzed, but I don't sound like a white man living in New York.
But I don't wait. What?
Anyway,
That I don't feel like a white man living in New York.
Max, I just want to tell
These calls are all CGH,
Merry Christmas. And what's up, everybody? And how's everybody doing? This ain't no hot take. Also, leave the hot mic alone. Stop scooping. Stop not scooping. Stop trying to go in there and steal their shit. It's not a good look, Max. It's not a good look. Anyway, looking forward to New Year's. Hope everything's doing good with y'all. Bruce, Kingdom Nerds represent. I'm out.
Kingdom of Nerds.
Happy holidays, Cal. That was wonderful.
Did you really leave? Did you really leave a promo for Kingdom of Nerds on the mic drop? Do we allow that, Voltaire? Is that disqualification?
Bruce has his agents all over the place. Cal, I'll give him a pass because we love Cal.
That's not me.
I mean? That's him. I know Cal. That's Cal, like 7 Pabst Blue Ribbons in.
No, that was me. Perp.
Does promos for the Kingdom of Nerds, is that instant disqualification? I don't know. No, that was a hot mic. That was a mic drop. I am not. Wow, it's going off.
You guys asked for it.
Oh wow, I know where this next one's coming from.
You guys were begging for this shit.
Okay, well let's give the mic. Let's give this a little break real quick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because
I can't. Okay.
All right, let's talk about Blake Lively.
Jesus. Now you're getting to the Blake Lively.
Yeah, now we're gonna do. We're trying to talk about Blake Lively. Do we have anything to pull up, Voltaire? Do you want me to do any research here? Google.
Oh, you didn't even You don't even have anything set up.
I didn't. So apparently,
hang on, let me share my screen real quick.
Thank you, Voltaire.
But look, like everybody.
Oh, that's not it. Whoops. Okay. I brought up the wrong screen.
Oh my god, who knows?
Okay, so everybody
debauchery you were watching.
So this is so we usually go into deep dives.
We got to set this up. So this is an expert reviews the case against director of Blake Lively's most recent film and the accusations,
which was also a huge hit. I don't know if you saw the box office of this thing.
Were good reviews?
It was like a box office hit.
Okay.
Yes,
let me look it up. What was it called? What was it called?
In the complaint.
What's that Blake Lively movie called?
Okay. No, Voltaire is I haven't checked his credentials myself, but he says he's an expert.
I
believe he's alleged as an attorney, but he also has.
Dude, this thing.
Jim Carrey is an icon. So,
Max, this thing made $351 million.
Okay. Now, can I before Voltaire breaks it down, I will say I appreciate that we do not that people that go to social media first, or you shouldn't trust. You should listen to everyone, but we should be careful before we condemn everyone too until all the facts are in. I appreciate that there's a case gone through the correct legal channels if there's an issue. Like, I appreciate this is the first. Well, this is the first time the mainstream is at least there. People's been hearing whispers about the problems on this production, but the first main bit of news is, okay, there was an issue. I'm going legal proceedings. I'm filing something against you instead of just the social media accusation. So I appreciate that for one. And I really, it's sad to say that things like this could happen, and I'm very sad for Blake Lively.
Okay,
if this is true.
So everything Max said is correct, and everything I'm about to say is not legal advice. Don't take legal advice from me.
Or me. Definitely not perp. Definitely not perp.
We're just reporting the neutral news. Now,
the neutral news. That's a segment we could do. The neutral news.
This is one side of a story, everybody. So this is a complaint, meaning this is Blake Lively's attorneys presenting their case. So it's obviously going to be biased, just like we do with the Gina Carano case. It's obviously going to be biased, so just listen to everything. So for background purposes, what was the movie called again? Do you remember?
It Ends With Us.
It Ends With Us. The movie was like an independent film about
Domestic
women
violence.
going through abuse and that kind of thing. It did very, very well. Right? 350 million, you said? That's
Apparently,
amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. So the allegations in a nutshell are that Blake Lively said that the director and co-star of the movie allegedly did some things that were inappropriate. And then when she complained about them, he started brigading her with
to clarify, the director is the co-star. It's not two different people.
No.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So the way you phrased that was...
Okay, I phrased it wrong. Yeah. He's the director / co-star of the film.
Yeah.
And he's also like one of the co-owners of the production company, by the way. All right. So, yeah. So that he did some inappropriate things on set, and because he was scared of Blake Lively complaining about them, he started a campaign against her on the internet, saying she's a difficult person to work with and troublesome and blah blah. And Ryan and Deadpool is.
She hired the same PR firm that did Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. That was did a campaign against Amber Heard, apparently.
Right.
I feel like that's a tactic to get instant people to side with him, even regardless of the truth or not, just because of that built-in. Let's be real. What do you think of what Johnny Depp and Amber Heard did or not? There's an instant.
Amber Heard got.
There's an instant group of people on the internet that are immediately, you know how they say don't all believe women, all believe men too. That just instantly believe men. That people think they're going to always try to cancel men. So there's a group that have that bias, and then you're going to instantly get traction within that group, even using the same legal representation as Johnny Depp does. That's
right.
Right.
So again, we only have one side of the whole thing, but I will say this. So they drafted this. It's a long complaint, everybody, and I went through it for you, so you don't have to. It's like 68 pages of. Look, to me, it's not a look. When you draft a complaint, you're telling a story. The people who did the Gina Carano complaint, I think they did a wonderful job. These guys did a mediocre job. So the first thing I want to bring up
gets better lawyers.
Interesting.
No, I mean this is a big time law firm. Obviously, this is. By the way, it's not just Blake Lively; it's Ryan Reynolds. This is a mega law firm. I just personally don't like the way the complaint's written. Okay. When you tell a complaint, you tell a story. So I'm fast forwarding to page 52 of the complaint because I want to tell you about the guy that this Baldoni character, who is the director and co-star of the movie, is. He holds himself out as like a male feminist. Okay.
I've always been warned about those male feminists. That's what all the anti-SJW said. Beware of male feminists.
Yes. So he's got a podcast called like Come On Man or something like that. Or Men Do Better or whatever it's called. And he was desperate to, he holds himself out that way. So her complaint says that he was desperate to keep this image up of being a male feminist. Mm-hmm. So that's part of the reason he went after her. So some of the stuff he's done is that he's done a TED Talk called Why I'm Done Trying to Be Man Enough. Mr. Baldoni challenges men to be man enough to stand up to other men when they hear locker room talk, when they hear stories of sexual harassment.
And he's the same one that's being accused of sexual harassment.
Precisely.
Wow. Stand up in the locker room and say enough of this.
Yeah. So anytime you hear these guys, it's always these.
I thought this type of person was a myth. Like all the the Jeremys and stuff, the Geeks and Gamers. Like, watch out for those male feminists. They're hiding more than we are. But
right. And again, his podcast.
As a male feminist, I'm offended.
I'm a male feminist too.
Be careful with people like this.
What are we hiding?
I don't believe that. I'm just saying he's living up to the stereotype himself, though, Perp. Sure. I'm not saying,
Well, no, it's just like those.
This is like
really. About.
No, I didn't know this about him at all. So saying that he has a podcast, saying to call out sex, bad behavior, including in a locker room when it's a bunch of guys, and then he is being accused of that. That's a bad look.
Okay, right. So you see why I'm putting this at the beginning. I feel like you should spell this out at the beginning. They didn't, but I'm helping everybody. So his podcast is called Man Enough. All right.
Man Enough.
Yeah.
Man enough to call out men.
Yeah. Through the show, Mr. Baldoni sought to have public conversations on camera that he had never seen men have. So it's this kind of stuff. Strength and Unity, men supporting women in leadership. That's one of his podcast titles, one of his episodes.
He should just say Kathy Kennedy.
Yeah. From misogyny to victim to male privilege.
Oh my God.
The modern dating, consent, boundaries, and respect. So this is the kind of stuff he put out.
Wow.
Let's just shut up and finally listen to women in our lives. So these are the
based.
Yes, this is the kind of stuff.
This is ridiculous. Why aren't the anti-SJWs all over this?
Okay,
they don't read court cases.
I know they don't read court cases, but I'm saying this is so much ammo for what they say about. Oh my God, this is
also like it's not a nerd movie either. It's like a
but this is embarrassing.
Right. So another episode.
Men are going even without the controversy. Like this is why people say virtue signals are cringe.
Exactly.
Like it seems like he's trying so hard with these titles of these things. I'm not saying I'm slightly male feminist.
Oh wow!
But
you're already walking that back.
But if someone was saying they were, and these are the topics of it's really cringe virtue signaling, right? Even for someone that's progressive, can you admit that, or you just say completely based? You're okay. I think it feels a little cringe. These titles.
If you live it and believe it, it's okay. But this guy's a hypocrite. Is the point of Blake Lively?
Well, I mean, even without the controversy, it's like, wow, you were really trying. Yeah. It feels really try hard.
Yeah. So this is the congressman who's anti whatever, and then you catch him at a rest stop. You know what I mean? Doing whatever.
What happens at rest stops?
Okay, well, go watch Something About Mary.
Thank you, Josh.
Wow. So he says men are going to have to start doing now is recognizing when they made women uncomfortable and didn't realize it.
This is laughable.
Holy shit. Wait until you read. Yeah, because I read some of the accusations.
Did you know this part? Right. Did you know this part?
I did not know this part.
This is
why I opened with
I said perfect.
This is hilarious. He said
this is why I opened with this.
This dude should be dude, why in the world would you go out virtue signaling like this and then have bad behavior? I'm not saying anyone should have bad behavior.
It is crazy.
I don't want to be any victim. I don't want to be any victims. But if you are going to do this shit or play around with jokes and stuff that's inappropriate, why would you be fronting on your podcast virtue signaling with this? You are the dumbest person ever if you're on it. If this is accurate. If you actually did the accusations,
Okay. So everybody, thank you, Max. Thank you, Perp. Lest anyone believe or doubt my credentials.
I woke my wife up.
This is buried on page 55 of the complaint. I would have led with this if I was Blake Lively's attorneys. Okay. So another title of his podcast, Growing Up, how many times did I hear bros before hoes? How demeaning, how sexist.
Yeah.
Are you confident enough to listen to women in your life?
Yeah.
And will you be man enough to stand up to other men when you hear locker room talk, when you hear stories of sexual harassment? So this is the guy. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the guy. So it's fascinating to me. So this is guys. So this is what this show is about. Why? I mean, these boring legal things I bring up, because what you just said, Perp, you had no idea about this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see, we don't know. We don't know what's going on and that kind of thing. I don't know why it's buried on page 55, but it is. Okay. So now we can go to the real thing. So again, now we're neutral here.
Just one more I'm having. Don't worry, everyone.
That's fine, everybody. Enjoy, Max. So everybody.
That's good too. Blake's, you've outdone yourself. Blake's sponsor of the mic drop. I'm sorry.
Okay. So now with, when you get into these complaints, now I've dealt with these kinds of cases. I've done sexual harassment training. Go ahead, Max.
No, that's great. So
Yeah.
you have a lot of track record to comment on this. Okay, thank you.
Right. It's one of my specialties. So,
some of these are crazy. This is what I read.
Okay.
These allegations are nuts.
So
this guy's
the context that you just laid,
Voltaire. Also, again, just to stress, they're gonna try to make this guy look as bad as humanly possible from
just the context that you added.
100%.
Voltaire. How can you not give a thumbs up for Voltaire? How can you not say he's an expert for giving that? Perp didn't even know about that context. This is even going to be more ridiculous.
Yeah. But they're trying. But we also have to keep in mind they're trying to make him look bad. But this is pretty crazy.
And they've done he's done a good job himself.
Yeah, the allegations are nuts. Let's go through these, please, Voltaire.
Excellent point. These are allegations, only allegations. But so what happened on set? So so they started filming this movie before the writer and actor strike, and then they took a break. And Blake Lively had some complaints. And she called them all into a meeting. And she brought Ryan Reynolds to that meeting, everybody.
Wow.
So
respect.
That's a good sign that there's a lot of people that witness this, right?
Yeah. Well, it's her husband.
Well, did she call the meeting with other people?
Yeah, if someone did this to your wife, it'd be hard.
It seemed like she called the production meeting. So there's other people in the production involved, and those are witnesses.
Okay, so now Baldoni is the director, the actor, and he's the co-owner of this production company. Okay? So him and the other owner, who's the CEO of the production company, are the ones who are accused of wrongdoing in this thing. So imagine you work for a small business and your bosses are the ones who are sexually harassing you or giving you a problem. Who do you report these problems to? Sony does a distribution, but they're not the production company. Right. Mm-hmm. So some things went down. She complained to Sony. Sony said to her, hey, the production company is called Wayfarer. That's owned by Baldoni and this other guy. Hey, we're just distribution. Go to Wayfarer, So they call.
We're dealing with Craven right now.
Right. So they had this meeting after the strike, before they went back to filming. Blake Lively called this meeting saying, I have these issues and I have these concerns and I want them addressed. Okay.
Fair.
And Baldoni and his co-owner were in the meeting and they went through some things. So this is the bad stuff that came up. And I'll just try to go through it quickly. She doesn't want showing of nude videos or images of women, including producer's wife. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. So
already starting strong, aren't we? Already starting strong, aren't we? That is an accusation.
For context, though, there's a scene in the movie apparently where she gives birth, and Baldoni's co-owner showed a video of his wife giving birth.
Okay.
And she was spread eagle, baby coming out.
I don't want to see that, but that's not like.
Blake alleges that she thought it was porn initially. He goes, no, this is not porn. This is my wife. And she said, does your wife know that you're showing this video around? He goes, oh, she's not uptight about this stuff. You know what I mean?
To be fair, if people are okay with, they think that's a beautiful thing. It's not the same as intercourse.
We'll get into
birth. I wouldn't do that personally, but
again, context. You're right, Max. Context, but this is a complaint. This is how it's presented. No more mention of Mr. Baldoni or when they say Mr. Heath, that's the other co-owner. Previous pornography addiction or BL's lack of pornography consumption. So apparently, the co-star and the producer said that they were addicted to porn, and they asked Blake Lively, "You must have watched porn," and she was like uncomfortable. So she said, "No, I've never watched," and then they made fun of her for never watching porn. Okay.
All right.
Uncool stuff to talk about at work.
Yeah, it's
especially with the power dynamic, but still, I mean,
I'll get into that.
Yeah, I don't like. I would never do this to my coworkers. It's not very. It's unprofessional.
Yeah,
no,
weird.
That's for sure.
So, but everybody, because I've dealt with these complaints, right?
Yeah.
And these complaints sound like, oh my God, they were talking about me watching porn. Do you know what the guys say? They always say, we were all just having a conversation. She was into it. She didn't express any desire to stop or uncomfortableness. You know what I'm not defending them, everybody, but we haven't seen their answer to this complaint. But I guarantee you it will say that she actively participated in these conversations and she was giggling and laughing while we were having them. That's just how these things go. We don't know. We weren't there. But anyway, but yes.
Still, can you give a disclaimer to everyone out there? It's not worth talking about this.
So here's what I tell everybody when I do these
seminars.
Talking
with your friends off work premises. So don't be stupid.
When I do these seminars
yeah,
with men, I always say, guys, you can't talk to women about these things. Even if she seems like cool with it and all that kind of thing.
These aren't your friends. These are friends at work, not friends in life. Very different. Don't risk it.
Right. The lady could be going along with it because she feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I do have to address this. This is alleged, and I will consult Voltaire after this accusation.
Right.
I take
this
this
is
very
what
seriously.
This is what I tell the guys.
You will hear from my Voltaire, Bruce. You will hear from my Voltaire. Write up a cease and desist for this guy here.
Yeah, okay. This is what I tell the guys though. Like the girl, you, because the guy's excuse is all she was into it. She might have been acting along because she was uncomfortable. She might have been good with it, but then she got mad at you, or she might be evil and will turn it around on you. So don't speak about these things, everybody. You don't speak about them.
Men either. Just don't risk the stupid stuff at work.
Just don't. Yeah. No more discussions with BL and his or her employees about personal experiences with sex. Again, he was talking about having sex with her. So he'll say, I was talking about past experiences with girlfriends and we were just chatting and she was into it. But he spoke to her about that and she's upset about it now. You see what I mean? You cannot talk about these things. You're not supposed to. No more mention of BL. BL is, what's his name? Perp? What's the guy's name?
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively, sorry. Blake Lively and or her employers about personal experiences with sex, including as it relates to spouses or others. Like he started talking, like in the allegations of the complaint, he started talking about, I do this with my wife. Do you ever do this with your husband? Blah, blah, blah. You can't talk about this stuff. So that kind of thing. No more mention of Blake Lively or her.
Stupid to do in 2024 whenever this was filmed. You should know better.
Do you want me to give the ultimate freaking devil's advocate?
Go ahead.
Okay, as a director, this is a movie where they are playing spouses, and maybe this is a director that maybe went a little too far trying to get into the characters, like when
to get in the mind of the character.
Well, when you're talking about a scene and you do pull in from personal experiences, like, oh, when this happened, that happened. I don't know how steamy this movie gets. I don't know that. That's
some context of the actual film.
This movie is apparently about a spouse, so I could see a director bringing in that personal experience
to try to direct.
This is why all this stuff is tricky and very.
This is why you should have an intimacy coordinator work with you at all times.
Yep, that's why I'm going to
work. I love that you brought that up, Herb. I love that you brought that up because they could have been having legitimate conversations, right, about personal experiences and bringing it to the role.
Or the characters of the film maybe had a certain addiction.
Like, let's say she didn't understand a certain part of the scene. Why am I saying this line? It was like, well, you're feeling he has to bring in a personal experience in order for her to get what he's trying to get across.
Well, Perp, are you saying like people like to laugh? Oh, intimacy coordinator. No, it's absolutely needed to protect everyone.
Yes. No. Yes, but also I like. So this director said it brilliantly. I forget her name. I think it was the one that did Baby Girl. She said she looked at intimacy coordinators like stunt teams. You work with them in that way, and you do it to learn more about this part of the process, right? You use it as a learning tool, not so much as like you get it out of the way. And I thought that was brilliant. It's like, look at it as a stunt team. Some directors are going to let the stunt team do whatever they want. Other directors are going to want to be more involved.
And we'll get into how the intimacy coordinators get into it. But the creative process, what you're talking about between director, co-star, and talking about these things, it can get mixed up. You know what I mean? And if it goes bad, it goes really bad, just on his side, right? Because that is exactly what his complaint's going to say. His answer to this complaint's going to say, right, Perp? It's going to say,
Probably.
we were talking about the role and we were doing this and it was not about sexual, personal. It was about the role and how we could draw from our personal experiences to bring this out, to bring a better performance.
He might even go extra where it's like, well, I already had it in the backstory that my character was addicted to pornography. Like he could have all that like set up,
Yeah. Okay. So this one, number 5.
What the hell, figure drawing?
What? What do you say?
I choose to sleep in a different bed because I want rest.
You shouldn't talk about this, Max.
All right. No more descriptions of their own genitalia to be out. Okay, so talking about your genitalia to coworkers is not a good idea, everybody.
Yep.
Even if it's a joke.
Yep.
Even if it's for direction of the characters of the film. Do not talk about your stuff.
Correct. Don't. No more jokes.
Again, I just saw Nosferatu's dick. I don't know if Robert Eggers says, you know how a dick looks like when he's trying to. Again, I don't know. It could be there's liability.
So that's the problem, right? And you should never do this alone with anyone or anything like that. You should, if you're going to do it for
coordinators, if you're going to talk about Nosferatu's dick, yes.
Correct. Have parties involved. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I run a business. I never have a meeting with a employee without another employee there. I never do it. Never. Because stuff can be misinterpreted, stuff can be whatever. And then it's he said, she said, and you get into this stuff. Okay, so no more jokes or disparaging comments to be made to Blake Lively and or her employees. Blake Lively had a whole bunch of assistants on the set about HR complaints that they received. So on day 1 of shooting, somebody complained that this guy, the main guy, had said that doesn't look sexy what you're wearing, or that's a very sexy outfit, and they complained to HR right on day 1, and they made a joke about it. Well, I guess we got to be careful about this so we don't get reported to HR. You know what I mean? So right off the top, things were going bad on this. Okay, it was very quick. So. Okay, no more. Okay. So Baldoni tried to get a hold of Blake Lively's trainer because he thought she was too fat and he wanted her to lose weight for the role.
Brutal.
Yes. That's not
unheard of in Hollywood.
No, that's not unheard, but that sucks. Like she's a beautiful woman, and I don't like.
You shouldn't be doing that.
No. I'm saying, and I don't like what Hollywood does on imposing different weird standards on these women, and they don't do that to the men.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
So Baldoni, Baldoni's the director co-star. He went to her and he told her that he has an ability to speak to dead people. Okay?
What?
Yes. He told Blake Lively that he spoke to her dead father.
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird.
Okay?
Oh,
and he said he wants her to do really well in this or something like that. Okay,
maybe that's just a weirdo. That's a weirdo trying to be nice.
You don't do that. And like, if someone wants that type of connection, a customer seeks out that. You don't offer that up, even if you think you really speak to her dead family members.
You're right. But this is a weirdo trying to be nice, is what I'm saying.
Right. But again, he's trying to bond with her or something creepy. Whatever it is, he did say that to her, that he speaks to dead people. He spoke to her dead dad. Okay. So his excuse will be, at the time she was cool with it. Now she's complaining about it. You know what I mean?
And sometimes there's a lot of people that just they think they're going along with it. Unfortunately, they're not self-aware of how they come.
There is this thing where a lot of women have been since birth, like, conditioned to sort of like, you got to go along with it and just like, yeah, even if you don't like it,
right.
There's that sort of thing that
there is. You don't want to be considered difficult.
Yeah, you don't want to be you don't want to be a bitch or anything like that. So they have to like, want to be a smile. You're so funny.
Yeah. No more inquiries into Blake Lively. Okay, sorry, hang on. No more pressing Blake Lively to disclose her religious beliefs. Again, don't talk about religion to people at work, everybody. You know what I mean? He was probably, he's going to say, I just said I was raised Catholic and we were raised with a lot of guilt. How about you? Just don't talk about that stuff at work, everybody. This is what I tell people.
Religion, politics, yeah.
Just like
I mean, I've made the mistake too to like slightly talk about politics, like near elections and stuff. It's not worth it. Even if you think you know what the person, just don't.
Right. So what I say in my seminars to people is, let's say you have a girlfriend, you went to her parents' house for dinner, you're meeting them for the first time. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. Just these are topics you don't enter into.
He's a real life Michael.
You hear that, Rachel Ziegler? I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
He's like a mix of Michael Scott with the James Spader from Secretary.
All right. Then she also said that they didn't engage in proper COVID protocols in 2023, everybody. So whatever.
Oh, what is she, a Wookiee?
I mean, in 2023, it's kind of like, Okay, now here's where it gets to what Perp was talking about. An intimacy coordinator must be present at all times that he's on set. That Blake Lively and Baldoni are on set. So he's accused of, and I'm trying to go through this quickly. He's accused of changing scenes and without going over them with her and without having an intimacy coordinator there. There's apparently a scene in the movie where she gives birth and she has a small thing covering her, her lady parts, and there was no intimacy coordinator on set. And he improv some of the intimacy stuff without going through it with her and an intimacy coordinator, which, by the way, that's fucked up if that's true. Sorry, excuse my French.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be, there's nothing when you're, Perp, correct me if I'm wrong. Anything that takes place on camera has been pre-planned and in advance and everybody's ready for it, right?
Yeah, unless there are moments of improv, but you usually say, hey, we're going to do a little bit of improv here. Like that is within itself planned. Yeah, sure.
Right. So she accuses him of a couple of times, and it's little things like there was a kissing scene and he bit on her lower lip. Or there's a scene where they're supposed to be dancing closely and he started breathing on her and whispering in her ear that was not talked about before. Stuff like that. You know,
that's exactly why I love comparing it to intimacy coordination with like a stunt unit. Because can you imagine if a stunt guy started doing shit like on his own, started doing stuff, people would get hurt. Like no, like yeah. This is bad if it's true.
Okay, so the next one is no more physical or personal touching. Okay, so everybody
use a little handsy like.
This happens at workplaces all the time. I don't know why guys think this is okay. Don't go behind your female coworker, even if you think she's your good friend, and start massaging her shoulders. Don't.
Oh no!
Yeah, that stuff was going on. Okay. Yeah. Don't do that. No matter how close you think you two are, you cannot do that. She can do it to you if you don't want to complain.
Right. Like I had some coworkers, really nice older ladies. That's the way they were like really huggy and stuff. Like, oh, hey, I'm like, okay, but it happens.
Yeah. Okay. And then she goes into no more improvising kissing, which we talked about. Okay. Everything must be choreographed. And remember, Ryan Reynolds is sitting in this meeting with his wife while these complaints are being listed out. Can you imagine Deadpool is in the meeting, everybody? Okay. Blake Lively to have a representative.
He probably had the makeup on too.
That would be great. But you know what? So, okay, we'll get into what his presence and how they twisted that. Blake Lively to have a representative on set at all times and with a monitor during scenes involving nudity, whatever. That's an intimacy coordinator. Okay, again, more about having the intimacy coordinator there. So you see, she was very upset because there are several scenes where an intimacy coordinator is traditionally used, and they did not use it on this film. Why? I don't know.
No, so at this point, she's saying she is holding a meeting so they can improve for the rest of the production.
Correct.
So I respect that. She didn't just do this after the fact.
And I also assume all the heads of production are in this meeting. It's not just
100%
in this guy. So like, there's all these witnesses to this.
100%. At this point, all the big wigs are in there.
So my main, I know you're not finished, Voltaire. So my main thing is, okay, so maybe he wasn't self-aware that this wasn't, Blake wasn't, but he should know by now. And then if this has gone to the part where they're actually suing now, I'm assuming that he didn't stop after this meeting.
Well, we'll get into that. Okay. This is the interesting
and
part.
Then I'm like, dude, if you feel like an employee is having these concerns, even if you don't agree with it, stop everything, get an NDC coordinator in there, do everything you can.
Okay. So we'll get into that. That's what you would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, again, no more filming of BL nudity without a fully executed seg. Again, they weren't following the precursors for what they were supposed to do.
And that's fair. If there wasn't before and she's requesting one now, do it. Mm-hmm. No questions.
All right. No questions. Go through. Okay. So again, a lot of this is about so a lot of it was, again, a lot of these complaints were no intimacy coordinator, no pre-planned stuff, that kind of thing. Okay. So here's bad. No more entering or attempting to enter, interrupting or pressuring or asking Blake Lively to enter her trailer or the makeup trailer by Mr. Heath, who is the co-owner, or Baldoni while she is nude for any reason.
Oh, wow. That's really bad.
So that happened a couple of times according to the complaint. And again, this is a 70-page complaint. I'm just trying to give you the couple of times she alleges she was in her trailer and she was having makeup taken off. And they knocked on her door, said, "We need to talk to you now." And she said, "Well, I'm getting the makeup off. I'm naked." Okay. And they said, no, we need to talk to you now. So she said, "Okay, fine, come in." And then she said, "Come in, but turn your backs." But she says that a couple of times when they said they would turn their backs, they actually didn't turn their backs. So you know what they're going to say. They're going to say, "She said it's fine. Come on in." You know what I mean? But again, I'm just saying what their argument's going to be on the answer. So she was changing and they were forcing themselves in while she was, undressessed, which is...
I don't care if she wasn't changing. That's a safe space for the employees. That's their trailer. Yeah, do not go in there. Do not force 100%. Yourself. Knock politely if you need to talk to her and say, "Can we talk to you soon?" And don't try to get in at all.
Yeah, there's there's ways of communicating if whatever they needed to communicate with her, there's ways of doing that without needing to
So there's nothing so crazy that you can't wait 20 minutes for her to get her makeup cleaned off and say, "Let's have a meeting." Right?
Yeah.
That to me is inexcusable. Right? That's some guy, maybe. In my opinion. Anyway.
Maybe in a hot set and they're running fast. But there's ways of doing that. You put like a sheet, like you get a PA to put a sheet there so you could talk to her. You don't have to look at her.
Right.
Like,
Good point.
So many,
Put a screen up, something.
Yeah, you put a screen. You have a PA do that.
Or maybe keep your back turned like she requested. She says that she told him to turn his back, but he didn't. You know what I mean?
Just open the window and yell through the window.
Well,
put the shutters down.
Okay. So at one point they described
Jeffrey Miller.
Sorry, what's that?
I was just saying good night to Jeffrey Miller. He's got to go. Good night, Jeff.
So another point she describes that okay.
Well, Kingdom, apparently that would have ruined the makeup because she's getting makeup on.
I don't care. You shouldn't be entering there or trying to get in there. Nothing's that important that you need to break into the.
It could be makeup too.
Employee's trailer.
She couldn't just rub the makeup out.
Okay. So he went into Blake Lively's trailer and said that he had seen some stuff online saying that she was heavy set. And he went into her trailer.
Oh, that's gross.
And started crying. Okay, that he started crying.
Hey, that's male feminist as fuck.
Right. Baldoni went in there crying, saying, "I'm worried the film's going to do this because of these haters." And he was crying. So look at this stipulation she puts in. No more private multi-hour meetings in Blake Lively's trailer with Baldoni crying with no outside Baldoni appointed a representative to monitor. So he was in that trailer and they delayed production for 3 hours because he was in her trailer crying about this.
It's so
it's creepy.
No, it's so many. If this is accurate, so
they're wasting money on that.
No,
shit?
it's so manipulative too. because I'm a male feminist, I have my podcast, of be men in the locker room and correct other men. I don't think you're fat, Blake. The internet is so horrible. And I really hope this doesn't hurt the movie because other people are calling you fat.
100%.
That's really what he's doing. That's what it seems like.
And that's one of her accusations of the complaint.
For hours?
3 hours, apparently.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's clearly a fucking weirdo. Male feminist as F.
Right. So again, I'm going to try to fast forward it. She says Sony must have an act. Remember I told you Sony was just distribution and it said we're not involved. One of the stipulations was that Sony must have an active daily role in overseeing physical production for the remainder of the film to monitor safety for cast and crew, schedule logistics, and problem solving and creativity. So because she went to Sony and complained, one of the things with sexual harassment is I complained to the higher ups and nobody did anything about it. When she complained to Sony, Sony said, you got to go to Wayfair, the production company. We have nothing to do with this. So she wanted a stipulation that Sony's involved now because she knows Sony has a better handle on what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Right?
No, Justin Proper, it's worse. This is a director. This is not a stranger.
This is the director.
This is a director and co-star of the movie doing this, allegedly.
With a male feminist podcast that says, be better about this kind of stuff.
It's even weirder.
Yes.
See, and this is why we do this stuff, everybody, because nobody really knows this stuff. They just hear what the Hollywood Reporter reports, and to be honest with you, they do a shitty job. They don't.
This hasn't been covered enough.
Jeez, man, go easy on Justin. He just got here.
Yeah. But how weird this is. I'm surprised this is not getting more coverage.
Right. Well, not this stuff.
People aren't reading it. When I read this, I went straight to Volter and I was like, you need to talk about this. This is crazy.
Honestly, can I be real perp? I'm like, I don't want to talk about this, but now that I'm into it, I'm like, wow, this is weird. This needs to be talked about.
This needs to be talked about.
No, this is really strange and like this shit did not, and this is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Like he's actually, it seems like from what you said, he's a decent director. And he's messed his whole life up with this stupid shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, he's ruined his career, in my opinion. So anyway, okay. So again, engagement of a stunt double for her sex scenes, whatever. No more adding of sex scenes, oral sex, or on-camera climax.
That's weird. That's
he
awesome.
wanted her to. He added a scene where she climaxed, and they didn't talk about it before. He wanted
before she signed on. He
she refused to do it. She refused.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair. If she didn't sign on for that, if he brings something new, would you be okay? No.
Correct. Okay, so she alleges they asked her
that's so much to ask of your actor. Man, I wonder how their first meeting went. Like, did he?
He's the director and co-star, Justin. That's also really, if you are a director and star of the movie, that's like you should be even more careful.
And you're writing all these scenes of yourself
right?
having
and you're like, and then you're like, oh, wouldn't it be great if we did this scene too? And you're the actor that's gonna.
Yeah,
that's like you really need to cross your T's, dot your I's even more so if you're a writer or if you're a director and actor.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, why are you directing this way? If it's a different actor, you at least have more, you could back away a little bit. I want the
this
character.
guy did a Disney movie.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
He did Disney's Cloud.
So the most important one to me is number 29 out of 30. No more retaliatory or abusive behavior to Blake Lively for raising concerns or requesting safeguards. Okay. So everybody, she presented all these points. Okay. And guess what? The director and the producer, they signed off on all of them and said, we're going to do it.
Okay.
They actually signed a document saying we're going to adhere. All of this is reasonable.
Legally binding.
Correct. So they didn't admit that they did any of this, but they said none of this is going to happen anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they used that against them in the complaint, saying that, hey, they didn't even dispute these claims. But that's not a good argument. But what is a good argument is that they agreed not to do any more of this. But the most important one is no retaliatory action. Okay? Okay. So production resume.
Oh no, the PR.
What?
The PR?
What do you mean the PR? Oh yeah.
Is that where the retaliatory action?
You got it.
Oh my God.
Spoiler alert.
Oh.
Okay. So they went back, they resumed production. They didn't mess around with her anymore. They didn't violate any of that stuff. They finished the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They were gonna get away scot clean with a $375 box office production.
There you go. So now what Blake Lively alleges is that things started happening. So they started going on press tours. Everybody was so sick by Baldoni and his behavior, they wouldn't appear with him at premieres, interviews, or nothing, right? Jesus. Okay. Baldoni got freaked out. The production company got freaked out. They're like, she's going to start coming out with this stuff. They hired a crisis team.
Oh my God.
They paid $175,000, okay, to hire a crisis team that would try to get in front of this story.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Lively alleges that this crisis team started spreading stories about her being difficult, being using.
So when it eventually comes out, that it'll be, okay.
Yeah. So, right. In anticipation of her coming out that he was doing all this stuff, which they didn't know she was going to do, but they thought, man, so then all these stories started coming out that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were running this production and they bullied everybody to do what they wanted. And Ryan Reynolds is mentioned, actually. You know what I mean?
He might have to take the stand.
Well, no, he's mentioned in this complaint. He would have to take the stand 100%.
Oh.
Yeah, if this goes to trial. Yeah. Because he also says that his life he's been emotionally disturbed by this whole thing and whatever,
Well, I think I would say he is emotionally disturbed before this.
He's Ryan Reynolds. I think he's living a charmed life. But anyway.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds. I thought you meant the director. Okay. Sorry.
No, the director's messed up.
Yeah.
So their thing that
what an artist.
So Baldoni had. So the reason I brought that stuff up at the beginning about Baldoni, but his podcast, he frames himself as a male feminist, and he's worried about her knocking that whole thing down and all that kind of thing. So they hired a crisis team to start leaking bad stories about her. And my God, everybody, your texts and emails about this kind of stuff can be discovered. None of that is private. Okay? Stop putting stuff in writing. Everybody.
Yeah. Just don't text.
If you live in a two-party consent state, you can talk on the phone. It won't be used against you. But your texts and emails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Like California.
Text. There's laws protecting speech on phone in certain states, but not text.
No, texts are not. Texts and emails are not protected.
Wow.
But phone calls, recording, if it's not a two-party, like California is not a two-party consent state.
Well, you also check where you're at too, because sometimes people can record without. I don't like recording without people's permission, but that's happened.
Correct.
That
Some
happens.
states that's not allowed. Like New York, it's not. It's allowed.
I don't think it should be allowed in any state, really. But
it's allowed in a lot of states, believe it or not. California, it's not allowed. But your emails, if you get sued, that's all discoverable. Like I tell my clients, your emails internally. Some of my clients CC me on emails that have nothing to do with me, so they can say it's attorney-client privilege, right? Because now they have an attorney involved, so they can say it's privilege. Otherwise, guys, everybody be careful. So he hired this crisis team, and they started leaking stories to the New York Post. They started a Twitter campaign of like anonymous trolls. According to Blake Lively, they started Reddit posts talking about how difficult Blake Lively is. Yeah. And when Blake Lively, she apparently had some makeup line, they would have comments that had 0 followers and 0 whatever talking about how difficult Blake Lively was, like stop being difficult on set and that kind of thing. That's her whole allegation, you know?
Wow.
So that's me trying to summarize this whole thing. Again, everybody, it's an 80-page with the attachments. It's 80 pages. It's a lot, you know. And I tried to summarize as best I could.
That was an amazing presentation, Voltaire.
What about Francis Ford Coppola? Yes, it was great. Thank you, Voltaire.
Like even the way you set up the PR shit was brilliant.
You added stuff being in an industry. I appreciate both your perspectives here. This is great content here. Thumbs up this video. We only have 15 likes somehow. This is the best kind of movie talk I've ever had on.
Yeah.
Or heard of on YouTube.
So they bring up the Francis Ford Coppola thing because they said at the time, Baldoni was like, "Hey, did you hear about what they were saying about Francis Ford Coppola trying to kiss his co-stars? I don't want that crap coming out about me."
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like, "That's what she's going to try to do to me." You know, so again, they paid $175,000. So what's fascinating, if you get into the details about this, they paid $175,000 to this PR firm or this anti-crisis firm, and all these emails, these highlights here are emails from the firm, what they're going to do and what they say they're going to do. Guys, they're going on Reddit and they're creating accounts to make posts. They're going on Twitter and making accounts to create posts. It's fascinating stuff.
Oh yeah, I read one of these. Wasn't one of them talking about like the Me Too movement too? It's like we could use the Me Too movement. Like, man, it was dirty.
In fact, and even the crisis coordinator at one point in some of these comments.
Yeah, I read some of these.
She says, "It's shocking. This is working really well. It's shocking how badly people want to turn on women." It's kind of
that's the quote I read. Yeah.
Wait,
holy
what?
Shit!
What?
Say it again.
Crisis coordinator, the woman who's the lady who's in charge of the crisis coordinating for him, she points out this is working better than I expected. It's almost sad how bad people want to go after women when you present them as, you know, B words.
The own coordinator of the PR said that. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
She wrote it down.
Yeah, she put it in writing, and she even says, "I can't send him stuff in writing." Like she didn't know that this stuff was discoverable. It's fascinating to me that these people are this inept about this kind of stuff.
I think a lot of people are inept about their job. That's why.
It's the law, man.
I don't have faith in Lucasfilm.
Yeah, but that's her job. But yeah, you're right, Perp. You know what I mean? It's just like, but she did her job. Like they got stories out about Blake Lively being a difficult person. And basically the narrative was that her and Ryan Reynolds were taking over this production and telling the director and the producers what to do. And they were using Ryan Reynolds' clout because he's Ryan Reynolds.
So if I'm getting this right, this would have never blown up in his face if he just would have listened to the meeting and not say anything else about it. But he got
spooked.
He got spooked. People were putting it together with those premieres. Like we were like, even I remember me and my girlfriend were looking at like, yeah, they don't look like they like each other at all. And
he got paranoid. He got paranoid.
Yeah, he got paranoid. People were probably saying
people were not wanting to be on the press tour with him. So that honestly, if he didn't come out, his reputation is probably ruined in the industry anyway.
So like he was doing stuff.
No. Now with that moneymaker, there's toxic directors all over the place. As long as they make money, they could keep going.
Okay, so if you think he would have been all right,
yeah,
he would have just.
I think he would have been all right if he shut up.
Wrote it out. But his paranoia is blowing up in his face. He preemptively hired a crisis team. The crisis team, because they're hired to do a job, they overstepped. They went too far, and then they started, making accusations, and then this is all blown up. Okay,
right, and because he had that look. The reason I pointed out that podcast and the stuff he had is he's fake. He presents this stuff. So he's projecting. He knows he's not really what he says. So he's worried she's going to call him out because he calls out people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he did stuff like so apparently I haven't seen the film. I'm going to watch it now. I'm going to tell you right now. Because apparently it's a good film, but I really want to watch it now, knowing what I know now.
Mr. Baldoni's last film.
Yeah, so
maybe David O. Russell had.
I heard he's getting Kevin Spacey for his next project.
So apparently the Blake Lively's character owns a flower shop or something.
Oh, that's nice.
Like he opened up a pop-up flower shop like 6 weeks before the movie opened, and he said he was going to be there every day, but nobody else showed up. You know what I mean? So what Purpose saying? Nobody else was showing up, and so it was clear that something was going on. And I guess he was being a jerk. I mean, I guess the women got sick of him.
Well, let's be fair. It's not even. It could have been Blake sharing her story with other people. But once you have that meeting with everyone involved, everyone's going to know.
Yeah,
the whole production's going to know after that meeting happened.
Right. That was an all hands.
I mean, they probably knew about it before too. She had to have been saying shit.
I know, but then everybody knew though.
Yeah, but then right then and there, it's being addressed.
And then can you imagine being on that set? Can you imagine being on that set, Perp, when you hear, oh, and Ryan came for this meeting too? I'm like, oh shit,
man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Right.
But the whole set must have been fucking crazy. They must have had that vibe the whole time. That it's like, yeah, Ryan could show up at any moment. It's crazy.
It's amazing that Blake finished his film. If that was, and she wrote it out and she finished,
there's
so many walked away.
Yeah, I mean, there is like, well, this is weird on another level. There is like, on set toxic shit that the crew pulled through and they made a movie out of it. Where it's like bad shit. Look at the Abyss. Look at the relationship between Cameron and the lead actress in the Abyss. Like that was some crazy shit going on there.
Yeah. So anyway, again, guys, it's an 80-page complaint. I tried to summarize it the best I could.
Great breakdown. Good work. The mic drop.
This is one side. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate
the mic drop.
Drop
the can when you're done. Woo.
This stuff can be boring. Trust me.
No, I wasn't boring. You're very entertaining.
Yeah.
Dealing with this difficult subject.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's what's going on. His answer, I guarantee you guys, because I've seen these complaints before, it's all going to be that Blake participated in these conversations actively. She was giggling when we had them. She never indicated discomfort, all this kind of stuff. So we don't know what the other side is. Let's be fair on some level. Now, I don't think, but here's the thing, right? So like, could you show, let's say you had a wife who gave birth. Could you show a female friend that video of your wife giving birth? If you're close with her and she's cool with you, yeah, you could, right?
It's still weird, but yeah, you could.
It's weird, but some people are friendly and all that kind of thing, and they show stuff.
I don't want to see it if my wife gives birth, that's a beautiful thing, but I don't want to see it to begin with. I'll be there to support.
Yeah, I wouldn't use my wife.
My wife would not.
Again,
be
but this guy's also the actor. I don't know what weirdo method shit he's trying to do with that. I would like actually just use like a science video and have it exactly.
Yeah, use one from school where they teach people.
What I do is what the safest thing I do is usually if I'm referencing and I need to work with other actors, I reference other movies. Like that's the safest thing to do.
Again, just to play the devil's advocate. And again, I'm not proud of this, but when I was a young attorney, I worked at a law firm. This is a law firm. And there was a female lawyer I worked with. She was a coworker. We were just friendly, nothing weird. But I would tell her about girls I was dating. And I would say, she sent me sexy texts and pictures. She'd want to see them. She would ask me to see the pictures the girls sent. And I would tell her, like, these pictures are like, these girls are naked some of the time, and she's like, I want to see them. I don't care. It's funny to me.
No.
And I would show her the texts and the pictures. Again, I'm not proud of showing these pictures these girls sent me, but I showed this girl the pictures because she asked me to show them to her. Had she turned that around, right, she would have said, I can't believe he was showing me pictures of his naked girlfriends. You know what I mean? We don't know what happened, is my point with that story. I'm not excusing it. I shouldn't have shown pictures of this girl.
No, I was going to say that's not a great thing.
No, I was a young man. I'm not saying
young man. Okay, you would not do that today.
No, I was certainly not. Yeah. But it happened. But the point is that my coworker, she for some reason was fascinated by it. At least that's what she told me. But she could have reported that to HR and said blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Again. Yeah.
Right. So we don't know what he's going to say. that. Yes, it was creepy, Bruce. I
can't believe you shared that, Voltaire. I was like, oh shit.
No, I did stuff. What? I'm not going to lie. I did.
Okay. I would have shared that.
Were never in the pictures. I will say that.
He's sharing a mistake he made, and he's presenting
it. It was a mistake I made, and the girl's face was never in any of these pictures.
Yeah, but you shouldn't do that. That's a good example. Don't do what Voltaire did in the past.
Yes, it was creepy. It was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. But
those were intended for you, Voltaire.
When you send nudes to somebody, they're allowed to show them to anybody they want to if you're of legal age. And you should assume if you send nudes to somebody and you're of legal age, you should assume they're sharing them with everybody.
Wait, what?
I mean? If you're of legal age and you send nudes to somebody.
No, I'm just kidding. I've never sent a nude.
So like Cal
just talked opening about
it was not last week, Brucifer. Stop it. I was like 26 at the time. Okay, I was a young man. All right, so these things happen. I'm not proud.
I was trying to wait for a good end. There's not a good end to bring up the super chat. So Justin Proper, $5. Hey Justin, it's nice to see you. Bordoni is banned from the judiciary of Justins for being a beta. Be a man. Own up to your BS. Do better. Move on, and none of this would have happened. Yes, thank you, Justin. I appreciate the support with the super chat. Okay,
guys, I'm not Talati. It's 3 a.m. here. I gotta get going. Do
you
want to wrap it up or should I go?
What's that?
Do you want to wrap it up or should I go?
You might want to just go because I have a few more. I want to. CGH left some hot takes.
Ooh, so okay. Well, I love CGH hot takes. I'll listen to it in the morning. Voltaire, Max. Awesome show tonight. Very good presentation. Very impressed with Voltaire. He presented that beautifully.
Well, no, thank you for bringing it up to me, Perp. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, later, guys. Have a good remaining stream.
All right, thanks, Perp. I just finished my second hard cider. I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
good job, Voltaire. And as you're as not a real lawyer, but as one that listens to you, I would say no more Voltaire stories. I would advise you as a not really a lawyer, but I watched enough Matlock and Murder She Wrote and all the other and listen to you that I would say zip it, especially the day stories that I've heard.
All I'm going to say is all the fellas
behind the scenes. Woo!
All the fellas in the chat who've received nudes from girls, don't tell me you've not shown them to other people. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Well, the mic drop is working. People were leaving new messages, but we want to cover, we have a few topics on Twitter. I don't think we'll have time for the mailbag because it's late. But we want to at least show, CGH listens to the directions. He left some mic drops in the mailbag section. So if you would be so kind to read, the first one, we'll take turns. If you want to read CGH's first mic drop, Voltaire.
Okay. Hot take. Do you think Warner Brothers wanted to release the unfinished cut of Sneider Cut, which is why they only gave Sneider money to finish the really rough CGI and nothing like extra scenes he did to record like Green Lantern, and maybe Warner Brothers wanted to show how bad his cut was with the unfinished special effects. That's interesting.
This is actually true. That when they first approached Zach, they wanted fans to shut up. They knew something existed, and they wanted to just release it more as is, and he refused. And he heated up his own fan base, and people don't like him for this. To get that contract and negotiate to say, no, if I release it, it's going to be under my terms. I'm finishing it because I don't want you to point to it and say, this is why we didn't go with it with an unfinished project, because the majority of the general audiences will not accept an unfinished product as what is good. They'll say, oh yeah, that was trash. So he actually, this is actually true that he used his fan base to turn up the heat when they first approached him to release it as is. And he said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not releasing it as is, because then all those stories that you told all the press that it was bad, and that's why we went with Joss, it was a bad cut. That Joe's in the comment section already because he really doesn't like Zach. But
okay, but I was going to say you kind of agree with Joe's comment that Sneider was kind of brigadiering his fans to get like all
well to get what he wanted out of it. They did approach him to release it. They were going to release it as is, and he said hell no. And he negotiated for a big amount to finish it the way he wanted to release it with his name on it.
And it kind of worked out, right? You can't really blame him.
I don't think it's ever a mistake to release the art. No. Even if you don't go with it. I disagree with not continuing with it, but it's never a mistake to release.
And let me say something. I love the Sneider Cut being released, okay? Mm-hmm. Whatever you think of it, I think it was wonderful that the Sneider Cut was released.
So just let's remind everyone, Mic Drop viewers, you do not have to be in the voicemail. We appreciate the voicemails. That's probably really, we love hearing voicemails. But you could leave a mic drop in the comments section, and that may be eligible for the mic drop of the month, $20 Cash App, or a gift card for your video game platform of choice for all those Xbox fans out there. All right, I'll read the next one. Hot take. Do you think Dexter may lose quality once it becomes a mainstream, like how MCU became mainstream and Star Wars became mainstream when Disney bought it? Now Dexter is making spin-offs and spin-offs. Listen, man, you get what you asked for, CJH. You were begging people to watch Dexter, and now you're complaining about it. Now, this is a mic drop, CJH, but don't be complaining if there's a new audience and it's not your jam. It's my jam. It's for me now. It's for the new audience. Yes, whenever you do more product, there's a chance that the quality will slip, and hopefully it doesn't happen. But you created this problem, CJ. You wouldn't stop talking about Dexter, and now people are interested in Dexter. Deal with it, bro. All right. And if you want to take the next one here.
I will. Hot take. Do you think Kathleen Kennedy is money laundering Star Wars, or simply tax write-offs with every announcement? Announce a project, make stockholders happy, and then tax write it off. Well, that's really
absolutely accurate. This is my nomination for mic drop of the month, and I will say it's more than that, CGH. She's doing it to get all the cash cow fanboy simps going to Star Wars Celebration, spending all their hard-earned money. They only get one vacation a year. They use it for Star Wars Celebration to get money for announcements that she never follows through. A complete fraud, false advertising. It's even worse than that, CGH. What a mic drop that is. Mm-hmm. Yes. She makes money. She ranks in the money making announcements and not producing shit. Well, she produces some stuff. I'll be fair.
It is shit, though.
Oh, my God, Joe. Disney and Kathleen came more good Star Wars quality Star Wars than George Lucas ever did. Subjective and wrong. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. All right, I'll read the last one here. Good mic drops. Wow, CGH. See, CGH might get it. And he left one in text form and in print instead of a voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my nomination for the month already, unless someone else could come up with something better. Okay, hot take. Do you think Hulk versus Wolverine has potential to become $1 billion franchise, especially if it's fun and entertaining? It becomes almost like Deadpool and Wolverine, and it's Wolverine and Bruce Banner conflict where whenever he turns into Hulk, he's not, keep in mind, I have 2 Blakes in. He's not of his mind, and Wolverine has to stop him. Think a prequel like Black Widow 2. So it's set before Incredible Hulk when Bruce is on the run and goes to Canada. This is a long one. Like the newspaper clippings in the intro of Incredible Hulk suggest. He had a cabin out there like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. suggest. And that way you bring in Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross. I think it does have the potential to be $1 billion movie.
I do.
Well, it's a movie. Yeah, I'm 2 Blake's Hard Ciders in. This is my jam, triple jam. Blake's Hard Cider. Available now.
Triple jam. What flavor is that? Just a bunch of berries?
Yeah, strawberries, blueberries.
Oh, that's good.
Did you ever have Blake's? It's pretty good.
No, I've never heard of it even.
It's the best hard cider on the market, mass market hard cider.
Okay, it's good to know.
This is the best one.
Oh, you like
El Chavo.
Okay.
Mango and habanero. I love it. Oh, this is
so Domino's makes a mango habanero spicy wing, and I love it. So I can imagine that the beer version or the cider version would be good too.
All right. Just 2 more. Just kidding. Just kidding. I think people would think
everybody on December 31st, Max's drinking show. Get ready.
Oh, really?
Okay. Oh no, I don't know if you want to do it.
I might reach certain milestones that day. We'll have to see.
All right.
If I reach certain milestones, maybe I'll drink 3 or 4. Who knows? See how it goes. I don't know. I don't want to break YouTube terms of service, though. I don't want to do that.
We did a bit of a drinking show last year, if you remember.
That's Blake Lively's Triple Jam. All right, let's.
Poor Blake Lively. I mean,
I'm Blake Lively. I like Ryan Reynolds.
Listen, I've been a big Blake Lively fan for a long time.
Yeah,
and if these people were being those level of creeps with her, that's not acceptable.
No, and they had warning. If you got, most people don't get that warning. Who cares if who cares if no one showed up to your little weird pop-up flower show?
They went on the offensive after her afterwards. Isn't that something?
All right, now we got another voicemail.
We love your voicemails.
Hey Max, this is Isaac.
The biggest movie fan.
Hi,
Isaac. My first mic drop doing on this the mic drop your mic drop show, and my hot take is which DC Universe directors universe do you like more, Zack Snyder's or James Gunn?
Ooh,
that's a hot question.
That's a hot one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hot one, Isaac, the biggest movie fan.
We put you on the spot there.
I have to say, the stuff that's released already, Zack Snyder, but where James Gunn is going, I think there's more possibilities in James Gunn. I gotta be real. Even though they're not bringing Darkseid back, it seems like they're really going to expand. Look, even if I like, let me take this down for a little bit. Let me remove this here, because this is a good topic too. Thank you, Isaac. So even though I really love Zack Snyder, they were going through story points pretty quick. They got Doomsday, the death of Superman, and they were moving on to Darkseid. And Lex brought on Doomsday, but you didn't really get really good Lex stuff. From what I've seen and what I think and what we've heard, even from the hot mic, with what Rocha said, his source said about Nicholas Hoult and Lex Luthor, it seems like Lex Luthor and Superman 25 may steal the show, according to sources. Not my sources. This is just what the rumors out there. Nicholas Hoult is an amazing actor. He's been around for a long time, and he really hasn't had a time to shine with a role like this for him to chew on a villainous role as Lex. I've been dying for a really great Lex, even more than a great Superman, honestly. So, whereas I really like what Zack was doing, he got the Justice League together and Darkseid was coming. I really want to see Lex Luthor done well. I really want to see Lois Lane done well with Rachel Brosnahan. So I think there's more possibilities for this character stuff in James Gunn. Besides getting the Justice League going versus Darkseid, because I really want to see that. I know you did too, Voltaire, right? But there's some real strong possibilities we're going to get some great character moments with Lex and Lois that you might not have received within Zack Snyder's universe, because Zack Snyder's universe was going fast. It was going fast through story points and stuff. So I actually think there's more possibilities in James Gunn versus Zack Snyder continuing. Although I really wanted to see the Justice League versus Darkseid, and I wanted to see the conclusion of all that. How would you respond, Voltaire?
So
more possibilities, Zack or Gunn, and you're getting Lanterns and Supergirl. And I'll be on.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
In Lanterns and Supergirl, and we were just getting all we got from Lanterns was just a scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League and a driveway scene that's not been released. Whereas you're getting a whole show of Lanterns. That's amazing. You're getting Jon Stewart.
I also think that's because James Gunn has more control than Zack Snyder did, but whatever. So I think part of the question was past work. I prefer James Gunn's past work, even though I like some of Zack Snyder's past work. I got to tell you, since Super, I haven't seen a bad James Gunn film.
Well, past work, I would go more Zack Snyder.
Really?
Past work. I think possibilities in the future, I would go Gunn. Past, I would go Zack.
Interesting. See, I would give it to Gunn for both, truthfully, because I feel like Gunn's back catalog is better, and I also feel like what we've seen from Zack Snyder since he left DC has not been impressive to me, quite honestly.
No, to be fair, I want to like it, but it's just honestly, I don't watch it every day. Like there was a time I watched Justice League every day.
Yeah,
at least part of it. Even I'm talking about the Justice League version before the Snyder Cut was released because I knew it was coming. I would still watch the Justice League every day because I'm like, Zach still filmed some of this. I so want to see this mythical Snyder Cut of the Justice League, and it's much better. But I don't think Justice League is trash. I have issues with it. I don't like Joss Whedon.
I feel like the Zack Snyder Cut was a revelation to me. It was beautiful. It was really like I was so disappointed in the Justice version, truthfully. So, but they're not even comparable because he had 4 hours to do the whole thing. You know what I mean? But I still think, based on what we've seen from Zack Snyder otherwise, I prefer James Gunn's work. What do you want me to tell you? James Gunn's he's not struck out with me. Like, I think his weakest movie since Super is Guardians 2, and that's a good movie. You know what I mean? I just don't love it as much as Guardians 1 and 3. Oh, there we go. There's a third person on the chat.
All right, thank you. So we got to get to one more voicemail, and there's just some quick topics on Twitter. I'm not going to spend too much, but I want to get covered because I'm also going to do some clip outs. I have to say, Voltaire, this is one of our best shows ever.
I think it's a fun one.
We have to discuss a little bit after the show to keep improving it. And I'm making all my shows better. Look out, I'm brainstorming on the Power Hour. Joe, I'm going to try to make time I want to appear on one more of your Monday shows before the end of the year. Look out for Power Hour next week. Lots of stuff happening. All right, so let me bring this up so I don't show anyone's number. Okay, I think we have one more tonight. Oh, no, two more.
Hey, it's me again. What's up, Voltaire? I just want to ask you a question. I've always been a little intrigued with your occupation as a lawyer. So it made me think a little bit. What are some of your favorite legal dramas? Like I could say, Pelican Brief, Rainmaker.
Wow.
The only thing I can really think of is John Grisham novels. But anyway, I'm sure you had some. Ooh, another one I think of is Injustice for All. But anyway, hopefully, and also, I want to know if you do any pro bono work. Is there any pro bono work? Are you helping the people?
Scale needs representation. That's a mic drop.
No. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, good question, Cal. I'm throwing it out there. Allegedly, do you need some representation, Cal? Do you do pro bono work or just talking about entertainment stuff on the internet, Voltaire? And what's your favorite?
I help my friends out now and again.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But
good to know.
If I can.
Mm-hmm.
Shows I watched when I was a kid. So I read the book, The Firm, and then I saw the movie with Tom Cruise, and I loved it. I
rewatched The Firm. It's very disappointing. It's like a prequel to Mission Impossible. He's running in it like the last part of the movie. I'm like, this is really cheesy. It was really good start, but
right.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I would watch reruns of LA Law, and that kind of hit me. And then Boston Legal was going on. But once I actually became an attorney, I have a hard time watching any legal shows because they all seem like total bullshit. You know what I mean? So, but yes, prior to that, Cal, those are my favorites: L.A. Law, Boston Legal, and The Firm.
All right. The Firm sounds like a movie about boners.
Good for you.
All
Firm,
right.
okay, if it sounds about Firm about boners, it could be, but it's actually about Tom Cruise being a lawyer in a law firm and getting corrupted.
What the heck? What is this next one? I'm reading the transcript. Okay, this is gonna prepare everyone. This is gonna be okay.
Hey, I want to apologize. I'm very sick tonight, like very, very sick. I actually was in the bathroom throwing up when you texted, and Christine was like, "It's Max, something about popping in the stream tonight," and I'm like, "Oh, dude, I cannot do that. I cannot do that." I appreciate the invite. I would love to.
No invite.
I got to warn you guys. I was at the King of Prussia Mall for lunch, and Guy Fieri has a chicken restaurant in the food court at the King of Prussia Mall called Chicken Guy. And I went and I had these spicy chicken strips. They were delicious, man. They were delicious.
Not now. They're not coming out.
Then I went and took my nap for my overnight shift, and when I woke up, I was feeling so sick, like
chills.
Like I have chills like you wouldn't believe. It's got to be food poisoning. I got chills.
Guy Fieri's chicken.
Like I'm so cold. I have like 4 blankets on me, and I feel like I'm going to throw up at any minute, but nothing's coming up. And I kind of like. There's one part of me that wants to throw up because I'll be like, then I'll feel better. But on the other hand, it was spicy chicken, and I'm like, oh, holy God, that's going to burn all the way up.
Yep.
But thanks for the invite. Maybe next week. But tonight I am really, really bad. In fact, I'm just praying I get through the night because I'm on the clock until 7. All right, have a good show.
Joe, you'll get through tonight, buddy. We're sure you'll make it.
Yeah, Chicken Guy. Don't go to Chicken Guy, King of Prussia. Guy Fieri, bad Fieri. Spicy chicken is not good on the way up. On the way out, it's not great. Listen. It's not good on the way up or the way out. Maybe it tastes good on the way down, but you're always taking a chance with some spicy chicken.
Yeah. And Joe, I can't give you legal advice, but I don't know what the law is in Pennsylvania, but in many jurisdictions in the United States, if you prove within 24 hours that your food poisoning came from a certain location, you may very well have a claim.
Oh wow, Zeno says that's how he feels when there's nothing else to watch but MME, like he might throw up. Okay.
Come on, Zeno. That's very clever. I love it, but come on, you don't feel that way.
George likes his spicy chicken. Don't come to Tennessee. Oh man, that would have been perfect, Cheeseman. He could have won that. He could have won the cash. He said he could have added at the end of the voicemail that he was going to say, and that's how I feel like watching the Sneider cut, like I'm going to throw up.
And he could have
that would have been that is the secret. Cheeseman, why aren't you leaving mic drops? That would have been a hot one, wouldn't it, Voltaire?
I do feel like Cheeseman with his comment,
like I have food poisoning and it shouldn't have happened. Warner Brothers shouldn't have released it. Oh my God!
Cheeseman knows how to leave hot takes, so I think he would.
He'll put them in the chat. He doesn't leave. You're not eligible for the $20 if it's just in the chat, Cheeseman, because I'm 2 Blakes in. I'm having a great time.
Why don't you send Bruce for the link? He's dying for attention. Let's bring him on for the end of the show.
He's not feeling well.
Dying for attention.
He feels like he ate some spicy chicken.
Is that true, Bruce?
Yeah, he's not feeling well.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to have 5 drinks in until New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve drinking show. Super chat drinking show.
That's what my wife is asking. That's what she texted me. Okay. Let's start wrapping this up here.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Let me bring some of the stuff down so I could bring up some quick topics. All right. Let me bring this up first. All right. When the Batman 2 actually gets released, Voltaire, will you accept this Pattinson as a young Bruce Wayne? Because this looks like what you're gonna get. Pattinson has been aging fast, and it's not a good look for the Batman 2.
I will say,
will you accept this as a young emo Bruce Wayne just putting on the suit, learning how to be Batman when he looks like this when the Batman 2 is released?
Yeah, okay, I get it. I will say, you don't have to do a trilogy. Maybe this next film is the end of this Pattinson run. You know what I mean? Because
you don't need a trilogy.
Going on, I don't think it's as negative as everybody thinks, but you can't wait. It's been 3 years since the film, and they still don't have a script. I don't think they need to do a trilogy. You don't have to do 3 movies. You can do 2 and move on. You know what I mean? Unless they. You okay there, Max?
Yeah, that was my water glass clanging against my glass. Actually, it sounded like something else.
But this is very funny. This is aged up Pattinson.
Yeah. So that's what's. Let me. CGH is saying to check the voicemail one more. I don't see it, CGH. Yours didn't come through.
No Canadian voicemail.
I saw he was trying to call from Canada, but it didn't record. I don't know what happened. Not Canada. Okay, let me remove that. Few more quick topics, and then we'll end right after 3 hours. Okay. So, all you Haley Steinfeld fans, let me see. Oh no, it's showing. Why is it showing my mess? Hold on. Why is it showing my message?
Don't dox anyone, Max.
No. I took it down. It was showing. It didn't. Fortunately, it didn't show anything. Okay. So Haley Steinfeld fans, she made her MCU return today as Kate Bishop in What If Season 3. So people are hoping that there's going to be the Hawkeye. What is it? Hawkeye. Hawkeye. No, oh God. What a downfall that's been. She really, I mean, if she gets to keep that money, can you do that for next week to see if what's going to happen with that?
Yeah, I'll look at the lawsuits, but she's getting sued.
Yeah, but do you think there's any way she's going to hold on to that money? I don't know. That's one of my questions.
Whatever money's left, she's giving it back.
Because she didn't even try to do damage control. She just said, "I'm gone."
That ruined her career. She got involved with Howie Mandel's son-in-law, and it ruined her career.
Howie Mandel, son-in-law. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Haley Steinfeld made her MCU return to as Kate Bishop in What If Season 3. She looks great even in the What If series. She looks like a cowgirl. She doesn't have a bow and arrow there. She's got a gun, a 6-shooter or something, you know? So interesting. So I thought I'd share that.
So what if Season 3 is out?
What is that?
What if Season 3 is playing now?
I guess. I haven't been following it, so that's that there. Let me. Okay. And here is also from the hold on. 2 more things. Well, 3 more things. This is what if Season 3 premiere review 8 out of 10. I got to give this another shot. I want to check it out. I only watched a little bit of What If Season 1. I didn't watch 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like it's having a lot of fun. I appreciate that it's there. So definitely check it out. And then here is one more image from What If Season 3. I'll bring this up. This next image is apparently Mysterio from live action animation. I don't like this one. They didn't even try to look like what's this actor's name? I forget his name.
Gyllenhaal.
Yes. It doesn't look like Gyllenhaal at all.
Not at all.
It might be because he's only in the Sony part of MCU.
No, but that was actually a good depiction of Mysterio. So it's like, look, it looks like they're trying to capture a bit of that character. So it's half-assed in my opinion.
Cal says yes, Season 3 is playing. It sucks so far. Okay.
Zeno says it's dull. I mean,
I
got to tell you, Season 1 and 2 weren't that great to me either, to be honest with you.
All right. And then the last thing I wanted to show real quick is for all you horror fans out there, let me bring up the first image from this is the first image from the production of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Madeline Klein, an actress I'd never heard of, shares a new set photo. Why isn't there a set photo from Jennifer Love Hewitt or Freddie Prinze Jr., right? They were in there I Know You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
The B movie to Scream. No, I'm just kidding. Didn't it all, come on. I Know What You Did Last Summer came out because of the success of Scream.
Yeah.
They wanted to try to get another group of young actors and actresses there.
Well,
But I'm glad they're bringing it back. So Madeline Klein shares a new set photo from What I Know You Did Last Summer in theaters on July 18th, 2025.
Is that a set photo or is that her in her trailer?
She's trying to get attention. Yeah, I think it's just her. I think she just wrote lipstick in her own trailer. Very lame, Madeline Klein. And honestly, if that's why aren't they saying I still know what you did 20 years later?
Yeah.
Why aren't they doing something fun with the title? If it's still I Know What You Did Last Summer, they need to do something cool with that,
Great concept though, but yes.
Slipknot fan has entered the chat.
I like Slipknot.
Okay. The last two Screams were terrible. Well, I'm hoping I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think actually, can I be honest? I think there's an opportunity to make I Know What You Did Last Summer a better series than Scream is now. Like Scream was more well received back when it started. It was the better movie to I Know What You Did Last Summer. But there's been enough time. There's less sequels to I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think there's more opportunities in this franchise. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think it has the baggage that Scream has, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because a franchise, Scream franchise, there's a lot of expectations. There's not as much with this one.
Okay.
Which I think.
Oh no, CJ wants to share something political. Did he send this to you too?
He said he sent a DM. I haven't looked though.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to I Know What You Did Last Summer. I want to know more about the cast, though. I want to know about returning casts. And I got to rewatch the first ones. Okay. You're going to get us in trouble. I think, CGH, if I share this, you might get us in trouble for AI content on YouTube.
Yeah, CGH, I'll happily come on your shows for this stuff anytime you want, buddy.
But I don't want to use the... Let me mute myself and do a preview. Because if you do this, especially with someone that's a political person, that's the main thing that YouTube's going after, is like to misrepresent political people, because there's dire consequences of fake AI where, world leaders are being made to say stuff. So I have to be careful. Okay.
You don't want Netanyahu saying something or something like that, CJ. Or your homeboy, Justin Trudeau. We're politically neutral on the hot mic.
Sorry, I was still muted. Actually, CJ, I cannot share that. I absolutely cannot share that, what he did.
Everybody follow CGH on Twitter and you can see what he's talking about.
No, I cannot send that. I cannot share that.
No, but
because
CGH,
if someone clips that out, I don't want to spoil. You can put it on Twitter and you're going to get harassed. If you put that publicly on Twitter and post that, people are going to get mad at you.
Oh, wow.
It was about our next president.
I figured.
And it was him saying something.
All right.
And I'm not going to be part of that. CJ, that's not a mic drop. That's going to get us in trouble. See, look, he's not brave enough, but he wants us to share it.
CJH. That's terrible.
Can I? CJH, do you want me? I'll tell you what it is. All right, I'll tell you what it is. No, I'm not putting in the. It doesn't matter if it's his voice on a voicemail. It's still the next president of the United States saying something that could be perceived as aggressive if someone doesn't realize it's AI. Okay, so basically what he has our next president, whether you like him or not, saying, I'm going to invade Canada.
Okay.
No. With AI voice. And that I will refer to my YouTube attorney that says he's an attorney, that's not even if it's a joke, that's not good to put on air.
No, I don't recommend that.
That's right. So no. Even though he joked on Twitter, I am not, because there's nothing like, there's not parody in it. There's not parody in it, like saying like ha ha ha, or like, you know, he just is basically straight faced, straight voice saying, "I'm going to invade Canada." He's hello, I'm in Canada and I'm invading. Yes, that's that should be allowed. Because CJ, I'm not doing that. Yes, okay, all right, that's where we're going to end. Okay, you end it for me tonight because I'm having a good time. Go ahead, Phil. We I'm sorry to keep this late. Good show, everyone.
Good night and good luck, everybody. Happy New Year. Join us for the New Year drinking show.